One-on-one interview with Patrick Mahomes on Tuesdays at 3:15. And it's the only place to listen to the play-by-play with Mitch, Danon, and Kling on game day.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Travis Kelce owning this game!
This is your home for Chiefs football. This is 96.5. The Fan. Chiefs, Ravens. Sunday with kickoff at 3:25 right here on 96.5 The Fan. KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Already to Thursday, baby. Let's go. Friday's pairings announced at the Ryder Cup today at 3 o'clock our time. The opening ceremonies were yesterday, supposed to be today, but weather moved it up. And then Friday, we get to whacking. Well, golf clubs.
Is it supposed to be a good weekend for weather out there?
Haven't dove
you haven't
into
looked
it.
at it yet, yeah. Because I know there was like some people that are worried about the weather and what it may be out there. You know, last night in Cleveland, as we were getting ready to watch the Tigers and Indians last night, weather delay in that game, so it kind of moves east a little bit. I didn't know if this was going to be one of those deals where we got to play a sloppy golf fest, lots of sloppy golf going
Chill
on
out, lady.
out
You're
there.
freaking us out. No, but speaking of baseball last night, the Seattle Mariners clinched their division spot. In fact, these six things all happened the last time Seattle won their division.
Which was that, 1998?
2001.
2001, that's right. They had that good team that lost immediately to the Yankees. In the
116 wins, I believe, or something
that's
like that.
That's right, it was, yeah.
Fallen by Alicia Keys was the number one song.
Oh, nice.
One of my first loves, Alicia Keys. Shrek, like the original
Shrek, yeah.
was released in theaters.
Yep,
nice.
Julio Rodriguez, he was only 8 months old.
J-Rod, baby.
That's right. The first Harry Potter film was the number one movie. That's how old that is. I mean,
Expelliarmus.
Yeah. The iPod had not yet been released.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
And Ichiro Suzuki was in his rookie year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember that. That 2001, that's the first year I covered Major League Baseball when I first came back to Kansas City from Texas. And so I remember that Seattle team coming in. I remember Lou Piniella smoking cigs and just hanging out in the office and how cool that was. And seeing sweet Lou Piniella, I'm like, that guy's a legend right now. And he's smoking cigarettes in his underwear. Him and Jim Leland were great cigarette smokers in their underwear. Always did that, man. It was outstanding. Nothing screams baseball better than a manager burning a dart, wearing nothing but his tighty whities.
Yeah.
Those days don't exist anymore.
Well, I mean, I think tidy whitey's phased out.
Yeah, but the manager smoking a butt, like you don't see that anymore. You don't see guys just openly smoking in the locker room and walking around in tighty whities. Unless you go to Binkley's house.
But then they're putting that mulch down in the bottom lip.
Yeah.
There's no smoking tobacco, it's just spitting tobacco.
Yep.
No, so yeah, Yankees clinch, Seattle clinches, Cleveland pretty much. I mean, that's just insane.
I've never seen anything like this. What's going on?
Does Detroit win a game the rest of the year?
They
got
may
4
not.
left.
They who do they finish the season with?
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, they finished today with Cleveland, and then it's 3 more games, and they're on to I don't know where. And we'll talk more with Ben Maller about this coming up at 7:15. But I'm kind of with him. Like, I'd like to see Detroit just totally miss the playoffs altogether.
Boston.
Right? Oh, they got Boston at the end of the year
at Boston.
Oh, well, at Boston. Detroit
Fighting
has
for
to
that
go to
last
Boston.
wild card.
Oh my, yeah, they may not. They may not win another game, for the rest of the season. So that's a crazy collapse, man. It's the greatest collapse that we've ever seen in September in baseball. And so it's fun to watch that collapse. It's fun to watch the Mets go down in flames as well. And it's a fine balance between, is the season too long or is the season just right and you just got to play until the end? Because you could make the case 162 games when you have a 15-game lead. These guys lost interest, man.
You could also make an argument this is an anomaly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like this, 1933 is the last time we've seen a collapse this epic.
Right.
Since, or maybe in the 50s. So, I mean, it's been at least 70 years. Or I think you could, Baby Barrett, you could find the just right, maybe 120 games.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, Detroit has a 1-game lead over the Houston Astros for the final wildcard spot.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. It's insane to see what's going on right now with that baseball team.
Imagine being like one of those diehard Cleveland fans and just be like, you know what, F it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put $50, we win this division. All of a sudden you're watching it go, and you're like, they were what was he say? He was like plus like
10,000 or something?
Plus 10,000 on like August 25th to win the division.
Yeah.
Now they're minus like 150.
Yeah.
And just sitting there, cash out. Get out of there now, man. Save yourself.
You got to bet on Cleveland right now, man. Like Detroit is falling far, and they are falling fast, and it is just unbelievable to watch. And it has been must-see TV. Like, now tonight I've got, something with the kids, but last night I didn't. The night before I really didn't. So I'm like, I'll sit down and watch these games. This is why we love sports. This last week of baseball, man, like you are going gung-ho trying to get into the postseason, and Cleveland's playing with fire. Their stadium atmosphere has been outstanding right now. And Detroit, they just feel like a dead man walking. Like, I don't know if they're ever going to get it back this year, man. You're right. They may not win another game the rest of the way.
Houston plays today at 2:35 against the Athletics, and then again 5:40 tonight, Detroit and Cleveland. So should be an interesting finish there.
Yeah.
And the big dumper.
Number
60,
Number
baby.
60,
59
hit
and
60 home runs of the 59 that went up into the third deck. I mean, good Lord.
insane.
Yeah, the big dumper put it in the big dumper up
Yeah.
there in the upper deck. I mean,
that was an upper decker.
Whew, man, like that was a shot. And then come back and hit number 60. Only Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, and Aaron Judge have hit more home runs in the American League in one season than where Cal Raleigh is at this point in time.
Fly ball to right field. Number 60. A catcher has hit 60 home runs.
Unnecessary shot. Did Cal Raleigh hit 60? A catcher hit 60 home runs. Okay.
MVP moment, they said.
And I'm torn. I mean, because Cal Raleigh hitting 60 home runs as a catcher, and they're in first place. They clinched their division. They won that thing. I would probably give him my vote, but then you got Aaron Judge. He's hitting almost 330, hit 2 more last night, powering the Yankees. He's probably going to win the MVP, right? He probably is going to win the MVP, but what Cal Raleigh is doing right now is MVP. I mean, a catcher hitting 60 home runs, you just don't see that in Major League Baseball. So it's fun to watch what Cal Raleigh's doing right now. He's a reason to go to the game, right? He's one of the few people in baseball where you're like, yeah, I'll pay to go watch him individually, because in baseball, it's hard to do that. You get maybe 3 or 4 at-bats, right? You go to an NFL game, you get half the game watching Patrick Mahomes. It's hard to go to a baseball game just to watch one player because they don't get much action. But a guy like Cal Raleigh, man, he's worth the price of admission, because chances are you're going to see something spectacular that night when he plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost the same argument as last year when people were mad that Bobby Witt Jr. was, getting shamed against Aaron Judge. Like, well, what? He hit like 55 home runs. He's a power player for New York. And then this year, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, Cal Raleigh's hitting 248. Yeah, he's got 60 home runs. He's been great this year. The power numbers are insane. 60 home runs. That's something you see as you mentioned the names before that. And then you look at Aaron Judge's stat line, and you're like 328,
55,
1100 OPS, 28 doubles, like all this sort of stuff. And you're like, technically, if you look at this, if you take away the names and the face, and you're like, all right, there's this player and this player, like, damn, the guy had 60 home runs, and then wait, that's that guy's stat line?
Yeah,
that's your MVP.
He hit 330 and hit 50 home runs. I mean,
he's got 51. He's 9 behind. They're in the playoffs. So I mean, like, it sucks to say it, but like, yeah, Cal Raleigh, what you're doing is very, very special. It's 60 home runs. But if we're gonna, play both sides of the argument that we love to play, like, well, like, I don't know. It's interesting because you're torn between new age and old age baseball here. Because I think, my generation would be like, oh, Cal Raleigh, like Aaron Judge. Yeah, this is what Aaron Judge should do, right? Like, if you put the Andy Reid sort of spin on it, Aaron Judge should hit 50 home runs. He should hit over 300. He should have an 1100 OPS, like all that sort of stuff. And you're like, what's he doing that's, not out of the ordinary? It's like, what's Cal Raleigh doing that's not out of the ordinary? Well, 60 home runs, a catcher, and they clinched their division for the first time since 2001. And he was the main part of it.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, it's one of those, like, I wouldn't be mad. It's like, you give me steak or chicken for dinner options. Well, I could go either way. I could go Raleigh. I could go Judge. I would go fatigue and hatred towards the Yankees for Raleigh, but that's why I don't vote. I'm too biased. But
but I don't think either vote is a wrong vote in this case, right? I don't think, like, if you make a vote in this, which are only the baseball writers who get an opportunity because they're losers, and so you close the ranks down on who can vote for all of this.
Right.
If you vote for Cal Raleigh or you vote for Aaron Judge, I don't think you would regret your vote at all in this one. And I'll be interested to see how it all does play out. I mean, we'll see if the mustard stained shirts vote for Aaron Judge because he's the New York guy and because his stat line technically is better, or if they vote for something different, something that hasn't been done before, and something that is unique and new to what's going on. I mean, you could make the case too, Dusty, and I don't think it's a long case, a long shot anyway, to make the case of you've got an opportunity to say both of these teams, are they in the playoffs without Aaron Judge and without Cal Raleigh? And I would say the answer to that question is unequivocally no to both of them. So I don't think there's a difference maker there where you can say, well, the Yankees would be in the playoffs anyway. The Yankees aren't real good without Aaron Judge. The Yankees with Aaron Judge, when he plays, they're 200 games above 500. When he doesn't play, they're like 20 games above 500. And so I know the sample sizes aren't as small or aren't the same, but it goes to show you that Aaron Judge is a huge difference maker for the Yankees. So you can't say, well, the Yankees would have made the playoffs without Judge, because I don't think they do make the playoffs without Aaron Judge. Just like I don't think Seattle makes the playoffs or wins the division without Cal Raleigh and doing what he does. And don't forget, as the catcher, you're the quarterback of that team too. You're calling the pitches, you're doing all that kind of stuff. You're involved every single play, every single pitch for every single game. And so that's where the difference is. I mean, like I would vote for Aaron Judge, I would vote for Cal Raleigh. I'd vote for Cal Raleigh, I'd vote for Aaron Judge. I'm kind of glad I don't have a vote in this one either, because it's not an easy vote. But at the end of the day, your vote isn't wrong, whoever you decide to be the MVP.
Yeah, Aaron Judge, 328 batting average, 133 runs, 109 RBI. OPB is 455. Slug is 681. OPS 1136. Cal Raleigh has a 248 batting average, 109 runs, 125 RBI. 14 stolen bases. That's insane. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
His OPB 361, slugging 598, OPS 959. The one that is a big deciding factor is Cal Raleigh's WAR is 7.2 this year. Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge's is 9.3.
Jesus, yeah.
So he's 2 points ahead on WAR, which is another one of those new age nerd stats. Like his WAR is this, his average is this, his OPS is this. It's like I said, you take the pictures away from both guys, you put the stats up. I think most people would lean towards the stat line of Aaron Judge.
I mean, he's hitting 100 points higher than Cal Raleigh, too, which is really impressive when you think about it. But again, I mean, it's like it's such a hard decision to have to decide who the MVP is. But, I mean, look, baseball's done it right. They've got themselves a hell of a final week of this season where even people who don't have a team involved are paying attention to what's going on in baseball.
No doubt about it. Fescoe's mom learned about one of my favorite emojis yesterday, and I want to get into that, plus a Hall of Fame candidate in the NFL, plus more Chiefs-Ravens talk as we gear up for that game at 3:25 on Sunday. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and I can't think of any other reason why this season has been perfect other than the fact that you have the ability to grab a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka at the K, and now you can get Surfside absolutely anywhere across the Royals network, including your favorite outlets in Kansas. Grab a delicious Surfside today. It's only 100 calories, and the best part, 0 bubbles, so that means zero troubles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game or hanging out at a tailgate. Ask for Surfside at your local bar and liquor store and grab it at the game. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
After 40 years and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter is your go-to company for home service needs. Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
People who suffer from long-term chronic joint pain spend so much of their time acting, putting up a carefree front. It's exhausting.
I was really tired of trying to act like I wasn't in pain because I was in pain all the time.
Rick Rawlings didn't want everyone else to know that he was coping with agonizing shoulder pain 24/7.
Yes, I had to put on a face to cover up my pain.
But then Rick found QC Kinetics, offering new lasting treatments for joint pain using natural biologics. Treatments designed to restore and repair joint tissue with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The results were amazing.
I am very glad. It changed my life doing the QC Kinetics. Today, my shoulders feel wonderful. The cranky Rick is gone. He's not grouchy anymore.
No more acting. Feel like yourself again with a call to QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
It's football season and snacking season, and nothing goes better with football and snacking better than Daisy Dips. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip, and these are a game changer. From chips to wings to veggies, they all go better with Daisy Dips. And I love dipping pretzels into the Daisy French onion dip. It's amazing. And the best part, these are delicious as homemade dips because they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. Look for Daisy Dips at a grocery store near you.
Ready, set, Ford. That's what Shawnee Mission Ford is all about, bringing meaning to Ready, Set, Ford. Hey, it's Gold. You know I've been driving a new vehicle thanks to my friends over at Shawnee Mission Ford for over a month now, and they offer their customers the largest discounts on every new vehicle, along with aggressive rebates and top trade-in value. And maybe you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle. You're in luck as well with over 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from at prices and terms well within any budget. Shawnee Mission Ford is on a mission to do more.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. 35 northbound on the Kansas side moving well. Trip from Olathe into downtown, about 20 minutes. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber, is different than a lot of plumbers out there. They don't overpromise and underdeliver. They do what they say they will. So call Connolly Plumbing Solutions at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Loud and clear now. Loud and proud, baby. Here we go.
USA! 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 USA!
That's right, baby. Ryder Cup starts tomorrow. Can't wait.
The fact that Ed Orgeron was leading the USA chants on a practice round day tells you how big this thing is going to be. I saw one of the American golfers yesterday, and I can't remember who it was, and you'll probably know once I start the conversation. He's like, we're playing in New York. Let's have a New York crowd. I was like, oh, the American golfers are calling for the crowd to be unbearable for the European team at the Ryder Cup this weekend. You ask the New Yorker to go out there and be the fool at a sporting event, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Yeah, it's going to be great.
They showed Robert McIntyre chipping from like the side of the green, and there were New York fans and American fans heckling him because he hit one and it went like to the left and rolled off, and they were like, "Hey, the green's that way." And he just like looked up. He's like, "It's practice." It's like, yeah, this is just the beginning. So it'll be interesting. We'll get you all prepped up for the Ryder Cup, because Bob and Mac both told me I had to wait till Friday.
Yeah,
because I can't splurge all and like, you know, if we're gonna do it, we do it Friday. So we'll get into the Ryder Cup and stuff on Friday and play a bunch of audio of the European team just absolutely being asshats towards the Americans, because you know, for me, big eggplant emoji when it comes to the Ryder Cup this weekend.
You really are, and I actually thought of you immediately yesterday when this has happened. I think we all know, like, we're all, you know, in our family group text, right? We all have the family group chat where you're talking about whatever it is that's related to your family. I've got one with, you know, my kids and my wife, and I've got one with my parents and my sister. Well, my parents had cataract surgery, I guess it was, right? At 75 years old, they're like, okay, we're going to get this cataract surgery.
What helps
done,
with
right?
cataracts?
Well, yeah, exactly. And
Garage.
but they got talked into by the doctor to doing some fugazi cataract surgery that cost the money out of pocket, but it's going to be better, right? Fine, you do what you want at 75 years old, right? I said, so now my sister lives in Philadelphia. I live here. They live in North Jersey. How are you getting to the eye doctor, right? Oh, the town has a service where they come in a bus and they will pick us up and take us to the cataract surgery, and then our friend is going to pick us up afterwards and take us home, right? And so they sent a picture of themselves both with their eye covered up sitting there, and, you know, it's ha, ha, ha.
Oh, they knocked it out together. That's great.
No, 20 minutes apart. They went together. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
But they do everything together. My dad could not function in life if my mom did not tell him, now walk to the refrigerator, open the refrigerator. Okay, see the third shelf down on the left-hand side? That's roast beef. Put that on the bread, which is on the fourth shelf.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, no, it is. That's not an exaggeration. My wife is probably listening. Oh, no, he nailed that one. It's 100% dead on,
death
right?
do us part, baby. There'll be two caskets of that funeral.
Oh, yeah, they'll go at the same time, right?
That's great,
Yeah, that'd be easy. So they have this cataract surgery. We're talking about food. Do you need anything? What do you need? Can we DoorDash you something? The whole 9 yards. My mom goes, oh, no, we went to Costco. We got this eggplant, Rayau's eggplant, at Costco. She says, you should try it. I said, okay, fine, whatever, the eggplant, right? Yesterday, she sends to the group text to me and my dad and my sister and all of this, and she says, did you get the eggplant, and puts the eggplant emoji on it. Did you get the eggplant? And then eggplant emoji.
Men's wieners.
And so I laugh. My sister puts the crying emoji. And then off, to me privately, my sister says to me, Mom just asked if you got effed. I said, oh, believe me, I know. And then my mother responds back, why is that funny? Like she didn't know what the eggplant emoji was. And so I'm telling my wife this story last night, and I'm laughing and I'm crying and my stomach's hurting and it's just hysterical. And my wife's like, well, I'm going to tell her what that is. And so my wife gets into this deep dive discussion with my mother yesterday about what the eggplant emoji is and why you cannot use the eggplant emoji. And thank God you didn't text anybody else other than your kids. Did you get the eggplant?
I just want to win, Jen. Damn right.
And using eggplant emoji, my sister couldn't respond fast enough. Mom just asked if you got it.
I'm in the belief that she knew exactly what she was doing.
She did not.
I love it. That'd be better.
I mean,
it's so good, man. It is aging parents, man. It's the best.
Did you get it?
Men's wieners. That reminds me of the viral text I saw whenever it was like somebody's grandma or mom texted their daughter and was like, Grandma passed away today, LOL. And the daughter's like, LOL, yeah, lots of love. She's like, no, Mom, it means laughing out loud. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Like, Grandma died today, LOL. What in the world?
But LOL is the one like everybody knows, right? No matter what generation you're from, you know about LOL, right? I've talked about the overuse of LOL. We have got to put an end to the LOL on text messages. Are you really laughing out loud, or are you just using the LOL
sometimes
out there,
Sometimes, but yeah.
More often than not, you're not laughing out loud. You're just not. You're ending the conversation.
Well, we've just ended it with emojis. You just sit there crying, laughing about like your sister did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just tag it like that. My mother, well, I don't understand what's so funny.
That's great.
So good.
Did you get the eggplant? No, Ma, I didn't.
In emoji school. That's what we need.
Oh, hell.
913 says, my dad's 66 and has started using emojis. Great time to be alive.
Yeah, it is.
Too bad your dad doesn't post on Facebook. My wife's eggplant emoji, and then just puts the picture up there. My wife. Big old purple veggie right there for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Great
It's
time
so
to be
good.
alive.
It really is, man. It really is.
Hey, you know what? Your mom and dad have loyalty.
Yeah.
Andy Reid's got some loyalty to Juwan Taylor.
You know, when he doesn't have the penalties, his percentage has been good. So he you know, you could argue one of the better tackles in his pass protection game. You know, so I'm conscious of that, and then I'll take care of it from there.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've had 3 years of this now. And the funny thing is, you and I, Mac, have been the biggest defenders of Juwan Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about how he really is, we think, a good offensive tackle if he doesn't commit the penalties. The nerd stats will not say he's a very good offensive tackle right now. He's kind of a middle of the pack, offensive tackle.
I think it's the other way around. I think they would say that he's a great right tackle.
No. I looked at I saw an article yesterday.
Depends on what stat we're looking at.
Yeah, no, it does. You're absolutely, because there was one that made him look good and there was one that made him look bad, which to me he's a mid, right? He's mid at this point in time.
That's
he's
fair.
not one of the best. He's not one of the worst. He's somewhere in the middle.
He doesn't get the eggplant emoji.
No, he does not. No, he does not get the eggplant emoji. Not at all. Andy Reid, though, he's the old ball coach, if you will. He thinks that he's a good player. The nerd stats will tell you he's a mid player. A mid player with penalties is not a good football player at this point in time. And I think Andy's loyal. We all know that. We have talked about the loyalty that Andy Reid has for everybody, right? This is the one, though, that I think Andy Reid needs to say, you know what, I'm probably not going to be loyal anymore. And it's not necessarily about the loyalty and not being loyal to Juwan Taylor anymore. It's about the fact that we don't have room for error anymore, right? In the past, the Harrison Butker kick missed wasn't a big deal. A Travis Kelce drop wasn't a big deal. Juwan Taylor penalties, not that big deal. Because we could cover up for all of that, right? It wasn't that big a deal when they made those mistakes and you were still scoring 38 a game. You could figure that. Okay, it's not that big a deal. But when you're only scoring 22, 24 points per game now, these mistakes are magnified. And this is a team that right now, as of today, and maybe it changes with Worthy coming back, they're not capable right now of overcoming these mistakes. A 2nd and 15 is a big deal now. 3 years ago, a 2nd and 15 wasn't a big deal. Now it's a big deal. And that's why, for me, I'm looking at this team right now and I'm saying, I like Juwan Taylor as a player, but he's committing these penalties, and this team, as of right now, isn't good enough and isn't, talented enough as of now on offense to overcome these mistakes anymore.
Yeah, again, this is Andy Reid yesterday when asked about Juwan Taylor.
You know, when he doesn't have the penalties, his percentage has been good. So he you could argue one of the better tackles in his pass protection game. So I'm conscious of that, and then I'll take care of it from there.
So there's a few things. Obviously, the beginning of that kind of sounds like, a toxic relationship. And what I mean by that is, hey, how's your guys' relationship? Well, he's really good when he's not drunk. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you mean? Like, he drinks, 3 or 4 times a week. It's kind of becomes a mean, guy. But when he's not, he's great, gets stuff done, does other stuff. It's like, okay, but something's outweighing the longevity of the big picture here.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well, right? Like, that this is going to happen. But then in the back half of that sort of comment, because I understand that, you've got to have your guys back. You got to make sure that, hey, don't worry about it. But then in the end, he's like, I'm conscious of it. I'll handle it, or I'll take care of it, which lets me also know that, for me personally, I've said Juwan Taylor needs to be off the field. The way that this team has shown how thin-skinned they are this year, you see Travis Kelce, you see Chris Jones, those type of guys, and, Drew Tranquill in the end, like trying to, keep Chris Jones and cool, spirits. They can't have these penalties from this player because, like you jokingly, but kind of seriously, when Travis Kelce and Andy Reid get in their little chest bump, you kind of say, well, is Juwan Taylor causing this?
Right.
Well, it might not be Juwan Taylor per se, but it's the penalty that is caused by Juwan Taylor.
Absolutely.
So you could take both sides of that and speak out of both sides of your mouth, but it's also like this team right now emotionally, because I do honestly feel like the reason we are seeing more emotions from Travis Kelce is that he knows this is the end.
Yep.
he wants it to be perfect. He wants to get there, and you feel that pressure. Every game that is no longer is one more closer to the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you see some of this emotion from Travis Kelce. I think some of that emotion is in Chris Jones because, the family is getting ready to, the nest is becoming emptier and emptier throughout the years and that's just time, right? Like we know that Travis Kelce is most likely done after this season. We know that Chris Jones is, on the back half of his career. We're seeing Patrick Mahomes at 30. And it's not like it used to be.
Right.
The van isn't getting loaded with the luggage the night before, and the next morning we're getting ready to go to the beach and all this sort of stuff. Now, sis is getting ready to move out to college. Little bro's getting ready to be 18 and be a senior in high school. Meanwhile, mom and dad are starting to think about what they're going to do post-retirement. And when you look at all this and all this pressure, and then you throw in this Juwan Taylor stuff that seemingly happens every single time that it can't happen.
Yeah.
Like if it's 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line and you're 30 yards out from the end zone, false start. Okay, that sucks, but it's not, super disheartening to have that. But it seems like it's 3rd and 8.
Or after a big run like we saw with Mahomes the other night, like ices the game type stuff.
Or it's in the fourth quarter, the game's tied, and you're on the 50-yard line, and now you're on the other side of the field. So I think there's a lot of stuff there. I do think that there is some sort of intrigue when Andy's kind of like tone kind of goes down, where he's like kind of giving a compliment sandwich where, look, he's a really good guy. He does a lot of good things well, but also I'm going to take care of it, and I'm well aware of it. So I do think there has probably been that sort of message where like, hey, man, like we really trust in you. We're trying to help you out. We're trying to gas you up. But also at the same time, like if this doesn't stop, like I'm going to have no other option.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that time is. I don't know if it's in the Baltimore game. I don't know if it's in the game after that. I don't know what it is. But I do know that this is a problem because it is having a trickle-down effect on the offensive line. And the trust in Patrick Mahomes. He's got to be aware of it, and other guys on the offensive line have to be aware of it. And they're going to line up their number one defensive end. Now, luckily for the Chiefs this week, the Baltimore Ravens defensive front is absolutely banged up. But again, when will we see it? Do you need, 4 or 5 games with nothing? Because I can take a penalty or two. It's going to happen.
Of course, you can take it one a game,
but
maybe,
it's the
right?
severity of it, right? It can't keep happening. But again, Andy Reid is conscious of it, and he will be addressing it. So we'll see what that means. Because when Matt Nagy called him out, that's what I'm saying. Offensive coordinator called you out, had a good game. Now all of a sudden, head coach is like, I'm aware and I'm working on it. So now it's become his problem.
It's gone all the way to the head man's desk.
And what do we know about stuff in life? When it gets to the top guy, when it's that guy's problem, then it's an actual real problem.
Then it's everybody's
and then you're out
problem.
of options.
Yeah, no, you are out of options, right? Like you always say when you go to your boss, bring solutions. Well, they went to the boss and they go, we don't have any solutions anymore, Andy. What are we going to do about this? And now Andy Reid has taken over. And so maybe you're right. Like maybe this is kind of that last step to like, okay, Matt Nagy called them out. Patrick Mahomes kind of calling out the offensive line over the last couple of years, like Travis Kelce getting into a shouting match on the sidelines, which I do believe, in my opinion, was because of the Juwan Taylor penalties and all of this kind of stuff. Where he's, Travis is looking at Andy, and again, this is my interpretation. We're not good enough to overcome these mistakes. We can't have this guy out here. And so now it's gotten up to the to the head football coach, right. And now he's got to deal with that situation. And anybody in management knows when you're the top guy, the last thing you want to do is deal with somebody else's problems. And so now Andy's like, okay, now I got to deal with you. Now I got to deal with this when I got all this other stuff going. I got a suspended wide receiver. I got a shoulder out on another wide receiver. I don't have a running game right now. And now I got to deal with this. This is just something else on my plate. I'm watching you now, and now you're on my watch, pal. And so that's where kind of Andy Reid has ascended to, the guy in charge, and now he's looking down, and now all of a sudden you're an employee, and the top dog in your company has got their eye on you. Nobody wants
it's
that.
Like, it's okay if Specs like, hey, will you come to my office real quick? You're like, well, that's probably good, but I can handle this.
Right.
But if the big boss comes up here and is like, hey, when you get done with your show, you might come down to my office.
Yeah,
you're like,
oh boy.
Crap.
Yeah. What did Alex do?
But maybe some confidence here, because unless you got something.
Yeah. One other thing is that like I think you're in this category, but I know Dusty is as well. We battle the anxiety thing, right? It's a tough thing, the OCD and all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm sure you're in that corner as well. We've kind of had those conversations. I hope you don't mind me bringing that to the air and whatnot. But I know I deal with anxiety and how. If I was talking to Scott Parks yesterday, and we had this this company quarterly meeting, and we're old now, and Scott looks at me and goes, boy, when something really gets in the way of your routine, it really messes up your day, doesn't it? I'm like, yeah, I know, because usually now I'm at the gym and I've got all this stuff. I'm very kind of routine oriented, right? And so when somebody does something to me that like causes me to have to make a left-hand turn in my day, the anxiety kicks in. And it's not a fun feeling, right? I don't like it at all. It's the nervous feeling. You got to take deep breaths. You got to take it down a notch, find a happy place, and continue
you false
on,
start.
right? Yeah, but that's kind of where I am, right? Like with Juwan Taylor right now, I'm not necessarily talking about him, but you got 10 other guys that probably have anxiety on that offense every single snap. Every time they make a big play, I guarantee you their first reaction is, did Juwan Taylor do something? Is there yellow on the field? Because it seems like this year, every big play, there's been a yellow flag on the field, and it's been number 74, and we're moving the play back. And so that's, again, why I look at making a change at that tackle, because that gentleman right there is having a direct physical and mental impact, I would imagine, on at least 10 other players on the field at the exact same time. He's having a detrimental impact on everybody else.
And I think we're one big play away from it being done, because I don't know, it just showed up on my timeline the other day. The touchdown run against the Eagles in week 2 when Mahomes ran for 20 yards. He legitimately runs out of the pocket. It could have been a hold, probably should have been a holding call on Juwan Taylor. Mahomes looked back as he ran past him, like looked back at the ref, like, you going to call that? Okay, didn't. Like he's thinking mid-play, like, okay, I've got to make sure that this even matters because I got number 74.
Which he does that a lot.
Which fair, but number 74, Juwan Taylor, does the same thing, like holds, let go, and like looks at the refs like,
yeah, he does that a lot.
I'm innocent.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, just from the way he reacted so vehemently, it's like, oh, you know, if that was called a hold on this touchdown run, you're out. You're done. I think his leash is that short. One big play. If there's a 30-yard run called back, 15-yard touchdown, whatever it is, I think it's it.
And the other thing, too, is why you make that change. Every referee now is going into that game.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to use the word targeting because that's not fair. But looking at number 74, you know, you go into a game as a referee and you've got your checks and minuses of what we're looking for today, who may be an offender, if you will. And all right, we're going to keep our eye on 74. We'll keep our eye on this guy. We'll keep our eye on that guy. And so now you're a watched man also, too. And you're under more scrutiny than probably the normal right tackle is because you have that track record. So I just think right now, and again, I am a fan of Juwan Taylor, but I am not now a fan of Juwan Taylor. It's come to that time where he has pushed me far enough to say we've got to make the change for the betterment of everybody else that is in this organization. The greatest good for the greatest number of people would be to take Juwan Taylor out of that lineup.
Well, if you need a silver lining, former offensive lineman Jeff Schwartz says these are the way Taylor's penalty issues can be corrected.
He needs to line up on sides. It's like that. It's that simple.
Thanks, Mitch.
He's always been a good pass protector. You know, the negatives on him only are the penalties, right? It's like, look, you can at tackle, you can do what wide receivers do. You can get in your stance and you can turn and point to the side judge or line judge and say, like, am I good? And if you do that a couple of times, you're pretty much going to be okay. If you line up too far back one time, they'll give you a warning. But the penalties, like, you just have to stop it. Otherwise, he's fine. Otherwise, he's a good player. And there are lots of stats on what penalties do to stall offensive drives. And for so many years, the Chiefs' offense, it didn't matter. But now it matters, right? There's the margin of error has gone so small without the wide receivers, and maybe Thornton has helped with that a little bit last week. But first and 15, second and 15, like, they're not overcoming that at the rate they used to because the offense is not as good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You're not able to overcome these mistakes. And that's where I look at Andy Reid and I say, it's not 2018, 2019, 2020, 23, whatever year you want to think it is. We're in 2025 right now, and this offense at this point in time is not capable of overcoming those mistakes, and that's why you need to make the change. And that's what I've said since Monday about this team. It's not because I don't think he's a good football player. He's making mistakes, and this team now is not able to overcome those mistakes. It's not the same team that was, again, as I listed, a Harrison Butker miss, a Travis Kelce drop, all that kind of stuff was no big deal in the past. They were able to overcome that stuff. This year, it's not the case. They can't overcome those mistakes, and so you can't have people making those mistakes out there on the field.
Yeah, you got to clean it up, man, because you've cost yourself already probably, one lifeline on the season? You started off 0-2, and then you came back, beat the Giants, so you kind of prevailed on that. Now you're getting beat up mentally, physically, emotionally, team in Baltimore. Keep them that way, and they're playing in your house on Sunday. This is another one of those big wins. I mean, you could honestly – I don't know if you could say that you could put them to bed, but you could put Baltimore in a very, very deep hole. And I think that when you look at this season, you think of teams that are going to be in there. Because, I mean, the AFC is
Who's
still...
Who's winning the North if Baltimore falls to 1-3 right now?
I might lose $100. It might be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It may be Pittsburgh. I mean, they're the only legit team after, Baltimore, right?
Cincinnati will fall off.
Yep.
Baltimore, we don't know yet. We'll see what happens this week against on Sunday. And then you look at Pittsburgh, and, they've had some wins. They've had some losses. They barely beat the Jets, which we know the Jets are fighting for their man guy and Aaron Glenn. So we'll find out. We'll figure out what they're going to do and how this North will shape out because it ain't going the way we thought it was going to go.
Not at all, man. Pittsburgh's got
football.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, everybody wants to, judge after week 1 in the NFL. Let's make our absolute judgments. And now here we sit at week 4 going, who the hell's going to win the AFC North, man? Cleveland stinks. Cincinnati has no quarterback. The Baltimore Ravens could potentially be 1-3 after this weekend. And then you have the old mainstay of the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. 9-8 division champs.
Never know. Coming up next, gaslighting. That's what this guy's doing. I 100% think that's a possibility that we'll talk about next on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Mitch Holtis every Friday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Park & Go are going to help you get the best airport parking experience you've ever had. It all starts from the beginning when you make your reservation. I always make it right after I make my flight reservation because then I remember to make my parking reservation. You want to remember to make your parking reservation, and you want to remember to prepay as well because you're going to save a bunch of money when you prepay at Park & Go. And then you're set, ready to go for your trip. And, did I mention that Park & Go has all covered parking? Every spot is covered, so you never have to worry about the elements ruining your car while you're out of town. You get to Park & Go on the day of your flight, scan that reservation, and they'll direct you right to that parking spot that's covered that they reserved specifically for you. As soon as you get there, the van will meet you and take you right to the airport terminal. There's no running around the parking lot hoping somebody shows up. They're there probably at the spot before you are. And then when you get back, this is where it's so awesome. You grab your bags, you walk outside, you jump on the van, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. You're not waiting on the curb for hours hoping the bus shows up. So do what we did and join their frequent Parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family owned and operated.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond is worthy of a Shane Company engagement ring. Our team travels the world to see diamonds in person and handpick each one. That type of dedication only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. No matter your budget, your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to select entries and win money all season long. And you can play right now in Missouri. That's right, from your couch. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose your favorite players, and if they'll go higher or lower than stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Plus, get your entries right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play with as little as $1. One of the easiest apps I've ever downloaded. Come join the millions of us who have already won billions over at Underdog, and download the app today and sign up with promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery. It's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
Fall is the season for reinvention, and it's easy to do at Macy's Fall Favorite Sale. Come in and find your new favorite styles, like romantic ruffled dresses, chic trenches, cashmere sweaters, and textural fall layers, which are perfect for mixing and matching. All for 20 to 50% off. So if you're looking for your new favorite things, look no further than the Fall Favorite Sale. Today, only at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Who is the area's only dealer for Fronius professional welding equipment? Metal by the Foot, located in KC and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri Science 70 westbound, starting to see some off-again, on-again slowdowns from Lee's Summit Road over past Noland. Past that, things move pretty well into downtown. 71 northbound, slow rolling now from before 75th Street. Stays sluggish up to Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
From the 816, I love the Thursday confidence. Big eggplant emoji here. Beating Ravens by 40 on Sunday.
Wow, I like that.
I mean, it's not 35-0, but it's you know. Somebody said on the text line, OCD is not fun. Dusty, your mic's crooked. Solid. Because the first thing I do is look at the microphone like, is it?
But there's probably somebody going, your hat's just a little to the left or a little to the right, or your shirt isn't even or something. Like, I get it, man. If you've got that, I know exactly. I mean, I told you the other day, my dad's got it really bad. He used to check the stoves before we left, the burners, whether or not they were off, and he counts the garage doors when he leaves his house and, you know, and whatnot. So I've got a new garage door opener. It's got a camera, so I can now see if my garage door is closed. That has taken away so much anxiety of doubling back and going back to the house to make sure the garage is closed. I know people have done that, not just me.
I did it last week. 100%. Not lying. I don't know, man. The short-term memory loss is fried, but like I backed out of my driveway and I was like, did it shut? and I went back around. I was like, all right.
All right, it did. It's not the short-term memory loss. It's OCD. And do your parents have that? Do your mom or your dad or anybody like that have it? Because I know my dad does have. My sister has it a lot worse than I do. And so when I do visit her house, I turn pictures around and stuff like just to mess with her because I'm that guy, you know. But
my mom had it one Saturday every month. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and that was cleaning day.
Yeah,
she'd come in the room 9 a.m. fire that blind open, rip my sheet off, and Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band got blasted on the old boombox.
There it was. Go get your house cleaning.
That's what it was. It was like, you've got downstairs in the bathroom, you've got your room in the closet, and I will check the closet. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because my daughter's closet is piled ceiling to floor. Clean your room. Everything's in the closet. You open the closet door, you can't get in the closet.
Oh my gosh!
And that's the only access to the attic. So if you have like somebody out that they got to look something in the attic, well, they can't get in there.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, yeah, that's a weekend project. I got to go through my closet and get rid of clothes I don't wear. It's insane.
It is,
like, when I run out of hangers, that's a problem. Because, like, there's been, obviously, shirts we get from here. Maloney gave me 2 shirts. Dayton in the sweatshirt. You start putting those things in, you don't think about it. Then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, my gosh, man. Like, my bar in my closet is
Oh,
blowing.
yeah, you got to get rid of that stuff before that bar collapses.
Snaps.
Actually, the collapsed bar is not a bad thing because that makes you go through your stuff and start to get rid of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like that final straw.
Yeah, I put 74 on it.
74.
Yeah, it's Juwan Taylor. It's getting ready to snap and collapse.
Okay, I was thinking of like 6'7". I was like, what's going on here?
So
I moved on from Juwan Taylor, I guess.
74.
Yeah, what was 74? What's that mean? Well, it's very close to breaking. Anyways, gaslighting. Somebody sent the text on. You must be talking about Gary Myers.
No,
no, that guy absolutely not. I can't believe that picture that we had yesterday. That was funny.
I mean, our facial expressions are unbelievable in that video. By the way, my wife has told me for years, you got to watch your facial expressions, right? Because I'm, okay, Larry David a lot in front of people's faces. Yeah, you could make all the facial expressions you wanted, and nobody saw. And so Josh sent me a note yesterday. He goes, "You got to watch your facial expressions now, don't you?" I go, "Yep."
No doubt. Tom Brady spoke out yesterday. Again, this is weird that he blames conflict of interest and concerns on paranoia, because he sent out this tweet yesterday right in our meeting, and it's so funny because I don't know if you picked up on this, Max. So yesterday we're in the back row, and right behind us is Jay. Right? Did you pick up on this yesterday? Mac looks at me and he goes, "Did you see this Tom Brady thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, did you see what he's saying?" He goes, Mac's like, "Dude, he's totally gaslighting this whole situation." I blank you not. 3 minutes later, over our shoulders is Binkley, right? So we're in front, Binkley's in back. He leans over and goes, "Hey, did you see his Tom Brady report?"
Was he behind you when you were talking about it, though?
Yes, he didn't know he was there the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, he goes, "That's weird, man." I was like, what do you think about it, Binkley? Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it is a mess. I don't understand why, we've never seen this before, so it's new. Obviously we live in a time where, camera angles, cell phones, all this sort of stuff, and opinions are, flying out there. But I feel like there is paranoia, but I don't think it's on the people that Tom thinks. I think it's on the people that Tom knows and himself.
Yeah.
You talk about anxiety. This is an anxiety tweet. There's nothing going on here. It's all people just blah, blah, blah. No, you are just trying to put it on us. It's almost like a narcissistic tweet where it's
it really was. Yeah.
It's no. We're just observing because you have put us in this situation. Because Mac and I are is he going to stop announcing? And then Binkley's like, "Hey, think you'll stop broadcasting?" That's a sweet job. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And all of a sudden we're sitting there going, wait a minute. No. Tom's trying to tell us that we're the ones with the problem, not him. And it's well, honestly, we've never seen this before. So, please explain.
Yeah, and to me, I keep going back. We still haven't seen a coach complain about this publicly, right? We've seen former coaches complain, but they're out there trying to, get clicks and all that kind of stuff. The current coaches haven't complained about it. And that's why I'm just okay, it's a non-issue for me. But it became an issue yesterday when Tom Brady out of nowhere has to, first of all, he has a newsletter that you could subscribe to. So he put it in his newsletter that goes out. And so he basically said, "I don't understand the paranoia." I do think a lot of the paranoia does come from people that aren't in the game. It's media. It's an easy topic to get people kind of fired up about. But I think the ultimate thing for me is Tom Brady is the guy who legitimately created the paranoia in the NFL, because Bill Belichick and him were cheating in New England. And people do not trust Tom Brady because he has given us a track record on multiple occasions, not just, it was a one-off, There's been multiple investigations into him and his organization cheating. So when there's something that looks like it's on the margins with Tom Brady
tampering in Miami,
and
when they had to
right,
lose a
that's
pick.
right. The tampering in Miami. That's exactly right. So
he was on a beach and accidentally ran into the guy.
Yeah, no, I think it was a boat or something. Like he
yeah.
made it even worse. Oh, he was on a yacht and this guy just happened to be there. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But so now we have 3 instances of Tom Brady legitimately cheating as a player in the NFL. So when something like this pops and it looks like it could be cheating and it's Tom Brady involved, you're not getting the benefit of the doubt, Tom. You have already cheated 3 different times in the NFL that led to investigations, that led to fines, that led to suspensions, that led to draft picks being taken away. I'm sure somebody lost a job along the way.
Yeah, you're the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, and so like you're out there saying this isn't, anything that anybody needs to be worried about. While I do kind of agree with that, coming from you, it just doesn't hold weight. It would be like Jawan Taylor saying, dude, you got to stop false starting, man. like if Jalen Moore was out there, let's just say.
We got to stop these penalties.
Yeah. Like if Jawan Taylor's in a meeting and raises his hand and goes, we got to stop these penalties after a game where he didn't have any and somebody, who the hell are you to tell me what we need to do? Who the hell is Tom Brady to be the moral compass on cheating in sports when he's the biggest known cheater of this generation in the NFL?
I think you're just here for the zip line. What? You ate your dinner super fast. Just go back to the zip line. I wasn't that hungry. Joey said you have a face of a clock. I never said that. I don't know, man. Like I just feel like Tom, like all he had to do was go to the booth. That's all he had to do.
That's all he had to do.
He didn't have to get involved because, like, even when he got involved with the Raiders, we're like, oh well, that's fine. Like future investment, I get it. Whatever. But it's like, dude, just go do one thing. Like just go announce or go be part owner or go be GM or like you didn't see. I mean, Peyton did this, but like not really. Like Peyton did TV and production work and commercials and does the Manning cast and that's really like all of it. Like I think he might have done. Did he do any office work in Denver? Did the sheriff go check up in the upper? He didn't really do anything. Right?
I think what he did, he kind of walked around and went to practice and,
like
and whatnot.
He'll
Kind
give
of
you
hung
the
out,
advice.
like he'll be there if you need me, but I'm not taking a full-time job. No, that was Elway's gig.
Yeah, and then you have Tom in the booth with the coordinators and all that stuff. And you're like, that guy's gonna be in the booth, but with a different guy broadcasting a game where he's gonna be in a meeting with that team that he's watching today. It's like that's the sort of stuff where you're like, yeah, what he's doing is legal now. But like what the Patriots were doing was legal. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, actually, they had this guy dressed up like Mr. Potato Head and he was recording the practice and giving them the videos. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. They didn't need to do that because their defense was already top 10, but they had to get an extra step into cheating so they could actually do a little bit more of an advantage where it's like, Tom, you're a broadcaster and you're an owner. You don't need to be calling Brian Kelly or whoever Kelly's up there. You don't need to be, what are we doing? So I just think there's it's the same thing to me where it's like Ohtani wasn't involved with anything when it came to gambling. Bull crap. I know when my check hits my bank account. I know for a fact they knew when $3.5 million was wired to a random account. Like, come on,
I know
man.
when $5 leaves my bank account. But I will say this, and I got to hear it from the current coaches in the NFL. In a league that is paranoid the way that these people are paranoid, where we're not going to let media videotape practice because God forbid you should get a shot of somebody catching a ball or stretching or doing something like that. In a league that is so paranoid based, we have not heard one coach say this is a big deal or, the NFL has said it's up to the coaches to do what they want to do. Nobody's banning him from their facilities and whatnot.
What if the Raiders were good?
It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, no, I don't care.
That's a text that we got a couple times. I just wondering.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either way to me. Like, I need the coaches to say this offseason, we're not doing it anymore or put the kibosh on this because they're the ones that are ultimately affected. Nobody else really is. And if these paranoid coaches are letting Tom Brady around, then it must not be that big a deal. But I don't need to hear Tom Brady tell me it's not that big a deal because you're a known cheater, man. It's like Pete Rose saying, don't gamble.
You really shouldn't smoke. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Worthy of a good offense. I'm excited to see what Mac has to say about this, especially you guys as well. 913-586-7965. We'll talk about the offense at number 1 coming back to it here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and that cool weather's moving in, that hot weather's moving out, but keep it hot in the bedroom. And if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, just remember that ED is nothing more than a medical condition. Studies show that around 50% of men over the age of 50 have some form of the condition, and young men can be affected by ED as well. But what you may not know is that ED stems from a variety of causes, and these often call for differing treatment strategies. And that's what Heartland Men's Health does. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider and a T and PSA test. And if medically advised, a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
This is Creed Humphrey. Kansas City has the best fans in the world and the best bull riding team in the PBR. The Outlaws are looking to win it all this year, but they can't do it without you. I'm the chief of Outlaw Attitude, and I need you to pack the house. So buckle up and make some noise. The Outlaws are coming, and we know KC will be there with us. Come see Kansas City's next dynasty and join me at PBR Team Outlaw Days, October 3rd through 5th.
Save up to $4,500 with Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter, thanks to limited time tax credits and special incentives on energy-efficient HVAC systems. But don't wait. Those federal tax credits expire after December. Upgrade your heating and cooling system, and you can enjoy lower energy bills and year-round comfort. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Call 913-888-4262 for your free consultation. Visit callhamilton.com for detailed terms and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Tulsa is my home now.
Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone stars in the Paramount Plus original series, Tulsa King.
This distillery is a very interesting business, and we gotta know the enemy.
From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Landman.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! If you think you're gonna take me out, it's gonna be really difficult.
Tulsa King, new season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading through the Grandview Triangle, things starting to get heavy. 470 westbound, and it stays very slow out onto 435 westbound towards 103rd Street with an accident blocking a lane of traffic. Still a little slow in Blue Springs, 70 westbound around Woods Chapel, but the earlier accident has cleared. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, it's Trent McDuffie. The Chiefs Radio Network pregame show starts 3 hours before kickoff right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Maury as well. 96.5 The Fan, 913-586-7965. From the 816, Juwan Taylor wakes up 1 minute before his alarm goes off. That is some of the worst pain I don't wish on any human being in the world.
It just depends on how you wake up, though. If you wake up that 1 minute before and you feel refreshed and you're ready to go, you bounce up and you're good to go. But if you wake up that 1 minute before, it's terrible, man.
It's the worst. 99.9%. If your alarm, for instance, my alarm goes off at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday, and I wake up at 3:58, it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God. But you wake up and it's like 12:04. You're like, hell yeah.
But sometimes you hit that snooze button, though, and it's like, oh, now I feel really groggy and I feel awful and whatnot. That snooze is the worst thing for you.
No,
it just turns your body into ugh.
Yeah, it is absolutely terrible. Something that is good for the Kansas City Chiefs. Full participant in practice yesterday was one Xavier Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm hard. Big time, man. Max saw this and sent us both an eggplant emoji.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we all know that Xavier Worthy is wide receiver 2 in this offense. If you could have them all on the field, no injuries, toggle them off on Madden, right? Like the greatest move ever. But does he need to be wide receiver 1 on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon?
I don't know that he needs to be wide receiver number 1. I think he just needs to have a presence out there on the field. I think just having him out there.
Because he's playing.
Oh, no question.
He's playing,
he is. But
we know this week he's playing.
This week he is. Like they looked at the Giants and they go, Russell's going to throw to a door and hit a bar. We're fine. We're gonna make Worthy wait one more week. Which ultimately
they were close to being wrong there. But
yeah,
they were right.
But they won by 2 touchdowns going away in the second half.
Thank God for Mahomes. Yes.
Yeah, and you got it taken care of. Like if you couldn't beat the Giants without Xavier Worthy,
best game ever.
If you couldn't beat the Giants without Xavier Worthy, then we got bigger fish to fry, right? So they kind of felt like they were going to beat the Giants. But this is a big game this week. I don't think we knew how bad the Ravens were going to be. But with their defensive line being as bad as it is right now, you've got to get the running game going. The running game does not have to be with Isaiah Pacheco or Kareem Hunt. It can very well be end arounds, jet sweeps, and whatnot.
Let Thornton have those.
Yeah,
Let Remigio have those.
I agree.
But Worthy gives you that speed that those guys do not present, right? Like I feel like that's going to be more of a use for Xavier Worthy this week, maybe than anything. Is just kind of getting that running game going and being an extension, of those running backs. But also to be able to take the top off the defense is important in this one as well, because that makes everything else better, right? It allows Travis to work underneath. It allows Hollywood Brown to be with one-on-one coverage. It allows Juju to kind of have that one-on-one coverage as well. You have to account for Xavier Worthy when he is on the field because of how fast he is, and we all know that Patrick Mahomes can hit him anywhere on the field. So that is a guy that just his presence alone, I think, gives the Chiefs such a bigger advantage on offense than they've had over the last couple of weeks by not having the ability to take the top off the defense.
Yeah, I don't know if I want him doing the running quite yet.
No.
I think that's a little too scary, but running in a straight line and, like you said, taking the top off, stretching out that defense, giving some room maybe for Kelsey underneath to have some room to work with, or Thornton, whoever it is. I think you last week, Dusty, mentioned it with Jalen Waddle, out routes near the sideline, little curl routes where he can step out of bounds, stuff like that. Jet sweep, I'm just worried about a linebacker clotheslining him, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, that's the season.
And I don't think that's like playing scared. I think that's playing smart.
Yeah.
Because you have speed in Thornton, you have speed in Remigio, and I think you saw that last week when they did run that one play.
Yeah.
And you can get there with Xavier Worthy 100%. That's on the checklist maybe in the future, but I'm more so in the camp of like, okay, we've seen what Thornton can do without Xavier Worthy. And we've all, goo-goo gaga'd over the fact that like just sitting them both on a streak route. And then it's like the safety's got to pick a side, right? So one of them's going to pick, and those guys have such electric speed that you have a millisecond to read it. And if Mahomes can, and he talked about it yesterday in his press conference, if he can get to that point where he can just like trust like his line, which is what he said. He's like, yes, there are times where my feet get busy. I think that's what he said yesterday. Like, my feet get quick.
That was a good admission by him, but also a good admission for the offensive line to realize your quarterback still doesn't trust you guys.
Right, and that's on Pat. Like that, I know that there are times when it collapses and he stands back there and you're like, get out of it. Like, I understand that. But also, like, that will open up guys like Juju Smith-Schuster. That will open up guys like a Noah Gray underneath. That will open up maybe your running back, if it's Rashard Smith in that situation where you love that little, that little curl route over the middle. Again, I don't know anything about how to call a play in offense, but I know what I can see an advantage against an advantage. And I know that Baltimore's defense is ass. I know that they have trouble covering wide receivers. And if you have two speedsters, you can get away with that against a team like Baltimore, and then you can implicate that run. And I think that I'm going to go back on my word where I say run the ball early and set the tone. I'm at the point now, man, if they think you're going to run and they know that it's a concern in your offense, and we know that this defense does a poor job at stopping the run, first play of the game, run a play action and just send those two cats deep and see what they do with it.
And Andy's like, okay.
And and if you have to throw it away, you have to throw it away. And it's one of those things where, like, okay, we're going to see what they do with this. We're going to take Xavier Worthy. We're going to take Tyquan Thornton. We're going to send them both deep down the field. We're going to have a couple guys go over the middle, and we're just going to see if something happens. And if it doesn't, throw it out of the play. All right, let's get into the scripted 15. Because you never know with guys with speed like that, because Xavier Worthy didn't hurt his hamstring.
Right.
He didn't hurt his knee.
The speed is fine.
He hurt his shoulder. And that is something that does take away from the radius or the high points, which he's not a high point guy anyway, so it's irrelevant to say that. But he's one of those guys that, like, use that speed, and even if you don't plan on using him and they're going to cheat to his side, objective one for the Chiefs offense, because then you know you have that trust in Tyquan Thornton that we've seen the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that is big, but coaches don't go into the game like we do with the mindset of, we probably shouldn't run this guy because of injury. Coaches go into the game with the mindset of, if he's playing, we're doing everything we possibly can, because I've talked to guys over the years about that. Do you limit the playbook? And every one of them has always said, no, we don't limit the playbook. If the guy's out on the field, he's capable of doing anything we need him of doing, and that's the way that they operate in the NFL. They're not, they're not really protecting, this guy, because they got to go out there and win games. And so we have the mindset of fans, like, don't do anything that's going to get his shoulder all, messed up. But if you go into the game with that mindset, then you're probably limiting a lot of things that you want to do. And so coaches have always been, man, if this guy's cleared to play and he's out there on Sunday, we're running our full complement of plays. And so that's why I think you do probably see at least one jet sweep, and maybe you do see a quick toss to the outside where you can try to, get him in space, because he could run by that defense. And with this defensive line right now for Baltimore, I mean, they're banged up, guys. I mean, it is as bad as it's ever been in Baltimore. And that's not a hyperbolic statement. And they're on a short week. But that's not a hyperbolic statement, because Baltimore's always had a good defense. For 30 years, they had a good defense. And now they don't. And nobody knows what to do. And they're not playing good. And they're on a short week. And their best defensive lineman is out of this game and maybe gone for an extended period
no
of
idea
time.
What's going on with him?
That's weird.
It is. Matabuke.
Yeah, Matabuke has got, I don't know what injury, but the way that the coach talked about it yesterday was like, yeah, it was a good show, right? But the way that he talked about him yesterday was like, yeah, I'm concerned, but I don't know what else I can say, because
I can't say anything
I
yet.
can't say anything. Like, so you're like, oh,
yeah, it's scary.
Also, when you send those cats deep, you also have underneath there Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, that's right. You
sleep on pod,
it just changes the dynamic of this offense. And I think people are going to sit back this week and watch this offense and go, okay, this is what these are the steps that we've wanted to take to get here. And now we get this game this weekend. Xavier Worthy's back, does his thing, and now we're getting Rashee Rice back in a couple of weeks, and now you can start to see this offense take shape. And now all of a sudden you've got Xavier. My eggplant is getting large and in charge. Let me tell you, you could see Worthy, you can see Rice, you can see Tyquan Thornton. Now all of a sudden you got a threesome of wide receivers out there with speed and catchability that how many teams in the NFL truly have? I mean, that's a really good threesome.
And Hollywood's your fourth option.
And Juju Smith-Schuster's your fifth option. Where's Travis Kelce on that list? We didn't even include him.
Yeah, Jalen Royals is just like a bonus. If he ends up being good by week 10, like, that's just another guy. Yeah.
So this is why it's good to start to get excited about this team and start to look at this as the week. You don't call it Separation Sunday in September, but you can start to see the separation start to happen this week with the Chiefs, where you go, okay, they're separating themselves from those first two games. We got our offense back. We got a little bit of mojo back. Xavier Worthy is going to be huge, I think, in helping this team get their swagger back,
Coming up next, we get to Ben Maller, brought to you by The Landing in Liberty and Mac Morey's One Word here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear from ESPN's Nate Taylor every Thursday at 8:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Let me tell you about my friends over at QC Kinetics. They want to help you feel awesome, right? You're not feeling great right now because you're waking up this morning and you're going, man, that knee is still bothering me. I just don't know what to do, or my shoulder's in pain. I just don't know if it's ever going to be fixed. I've tried all kinds of stuff. I'm out of options. Well, you're not out of options. I've got the best option for you, and it's QC Kinetics. They use regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Not cover it up, not cut it out. Actually help heal and restore, and the results are long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, plan your day around doing whatever it is that you want to do. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you walked the dog forever? When was the last time you played ball with the kids until they got tired? Or maybe you have the same struggles as a lot of people do. It's hard to walk up the stairs and go to bed. If those things are bothering you, go see my friends at QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no long-term recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. So grab your MRIs and x-rays and head on down to QC Kinetics. They'll make sure you're a great candidate, and your first consultation's free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. Appointments available on Saturday with QC Kinetics.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
What's up, football fans? Picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first touchdown scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. This specific promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, or Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. In Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. In Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Whether you're looking for a Bronco, an Explorer, an F-150, or even a commercial vehicle, Robside Ford has the selection.
That's right, Kevin. We've got it all. And we've got the lowest prices in Kansas City. No gimmicks, just great deals on every new Ford.
And it's not just inventory, it's how you do business. Robside Ford makes it very simple.
We do it different on purpose. Non-commissioned sales team, upfront transparent pricing, top dollar trade-in values, and a process that's actually easy.
You've even got the reputation to back it up, Bobby. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google. 4.8 stars, 3,000 reviews. Wow.
And this year, we're proud to be voted Best Car Dealership in KC by Kansas City Magazine.
So if you're ready for a better car buying experience,
come see us at 135th and State Line or check us out at robsight.com.
From Broncos to F-150s to work trucks, Rob Side Ford has what you need.
If you want simple and easy, you're not going to find a better spot.
Rob Side Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Things getting very heavy in the Grandview Triangle. 470 westbound, just crawling along. 49 northbound also stacking up on the ramp to go westbound. All this because of an accident. 435 westbound before 103rd Street. You get out past that, things pick up and move better to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan, and it's all brought to you by our good folks at The Landing in Liberty. And Ben, biggest game in the NFL this week right here in Kansas City. It's the Chiefs and Ravens. Let's start with the Ravens, man. Why are they in such a bad way?
Well, I learned a while back that generally speaking, if you want to win games, you have to tackle someone. That is a problem. And I saw the line, guys, and it's a great line. I'm stealing somebody else's line, but the Ravens right now are playing they're essentially playing the no Ole Matador defense, kind of like the Cowboys are playing the cover zero in their passing. They can't stop the pass. The Ravens can't stop the running game. Like, this is such a weird deal to me because my entire life, the Ravens have always been a good defensive team with few exceptions. They stink. This is one of the worst defensive teams. They don't tackle. They don't wrap up. It seems like guys aren't in position there. I don't know how you change that in a couple of days. They just played on Monday night. I feel like that's a huge advantage for the Chiefs here, who we don't know the offense will be very good for the Chiefs. We do know the defense will be good. And so you add on the fumbling for Derrick Henry. I mean, there's a lot of interesting developments involving the Baltimore Ravens that we did not expect. I don't know about you guys. I did not expect on this side the Ravens would be playing the way they are right now.
It's amazing how they've been a defensive franchise since they went there in 1996, and they've maintained it for basically 30 years to have that same identity. You don't see that a lot in sports.
No, you don't. That's their bread and butter. That's their claim to fame. They've always had good linebackers, and they've had one or two guys in the secondary that were pretty good. But the way they stop the run, they are the worst, literally in many categories, the worst defense. Not the 28th or 27th. They're 32nd in most categories on defense, which is wacky to me. And that includes the Cleveland Browns, who they blew out. But the numbers, the Browns had more yards with Joe Flacco in that game than the Baltimore Ravens did. Browns, of course, have a great defense too. But the Browns won the stat sheet. They just lost the game because Joe Flacco kept turning the ball over. So the lesson there, I would say, going into this, rather obvious. In any NFL game, as Bob and you, Dusty, know, just don't turn the ball over. And it's going to be very difficult for the Ravens to win this game the way they have been playing the last few weeks, really the first few weeks of the season. So.
Ben, we've seen a couple of surprise stories in the NFL. Obviously, there's a couple every year. I think last year the Saints lasted for about 30 seconds, and then they flared out. But I wonder, what do you have more faith in moving forward that will be sustainable, I guess you could say, because I don't think everybody plays at the same level. The Indianapolis Colts or the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, so I'm going to see the Colts this weekend. I will be at the Colts are here. I do a show for obviously L.A., and they're going to be playing the Rams. That's another one, Dusty, I have a tough time. I've like everyone else, we form our opinion. Once we form our opinion, we don't want to change our opinion. I have formed my opinion that Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback, that he stinks, and they changed coaches. He had a Hall of Fame running back in Mr. Barkley playing alongside him and was terrible. So I can't wrap my hand around the Colts actually being good. And they have had some good fortune so far. The Denver game easily could have been a loss. And then last week they played the Titans, who are the worst team in football. And then they also played the Dolphins. So I trust the Niners to be good. They have a terrible schedule. They don't have a lot of stars on defense. That scares you. They lost Bosa. But toss up knife to the throat, Dusty, I'm going with the 49ers.
Let's look at New York. Jackson Dart finally getting the opportunity to start there after 3 weeks of Russell Wilson throwing into a tunnel, hitting a goalpost, doing Russell Wilson type stuff.
Yeah.
Is this the right move for the Giants, or is this the desperate move for the Giants right now, and a desperate move for Dayball to try to save his job, I guess?
Yeah, well, I think the dead giveaway on this, Bob, and I'm sure you saw the same thing I saw and heard the same thing. He kept repeating this talking point. This was my decision. He said that multiple times in the news conference, which usually is a dead giveaway that this is it. This is your last chance saloon. And if you make this change and Jackson Dart's going out there and writing the vomit comment and it's terrible, and then you're gone and you'll be the offensive coordinator somewhere like New England or wherever next year. Pick your bad NFL team, go to Tennessee. So that's what it sounded like to me, and it's a very odd situation. Like Wilson was so bad against the Chiefs, like I feel like they got pressure. Daboll got pressure from ownership. You got to do something here. Because otherwise, why wouldn't you do it next week? They play the Saints. They're playing the Chargers, who are a pretty good team. Like, it seems like that's setting this thing up for a failure. So if you open a restaurant, you have a soft launch. You don't open it up like that. That seems if you're going to wait, and their whole plan was to wait half the season, the Giants, for Jackson Dart to have a nice, smooth entrance to the NFL, nice takeoff. It doesn't seem like that's the smartest move in the world to go against Jim Harbaugh's defense there with the Chargers.
Ben, I'm kind of interested. I know it's heavy football season, but
yeah,
I really want to get your opinion on this collapse that's happening from the Detroit Tigers, because I feel like this is a Ben Maller sort of like early Christmas present. Just a total epic failure. Cleveland, the odds with it. And I also feel like there's like angel devil on the shoulders of Ben Maller here, where it's like, the players didn't play, but somebody's got to pay. I'm interested to know what you think about this whole, because I'm watching, I'm hooked, right? Like, I know there's a game today between the two teams. It's the third one, and Cleveland, here we go, with the catastrophic failure of the Tigers.
No, yeah, I know, Dusty, you're right. This is right in my wheelhouse. This is batting practice fastball right down the middle. This is miniature golf. This is pitch and putt, the windmill. Like, I'm there for it. And the Tigers, I watched them. I like Pete Rose. I like to bet a little bit on baseball. So I watched them the first couple months of the year. I thought, man, this is the top team in the American League. There's no way they can screw this up. It is wow. Now, I don't believe in momentum, so it's one of these weird things, Dusty. Like, they just suck. There's no momentum. They're just terrible. The other day, I'm sure you saw this too. I was watching the game. The Cleveland Guardians got 3 runs. They didn't get a ball out of the infield. Like, it's just like the Guardians are like the Philadelphia Eagles of baseball. They play a boring style of baseball where it's like a lot of the tush push, but it works. But yeah, the better story is the Tigers. Like, that's the one. Like, this, I think they had a 15-game lead in the division at one point, or even more than that. And to blow this thing away, and you have a Cy Young level pitcher in your rotation, is fascinating to me. That everything would fall apart at the same time. And when I was in my younger days, I covered a team that had a similar collapse, although the Tigers are much worse. The California Angels had a 13-game lead over the Seattle Mariners, and I covered that team every day. I was in the clubhouse every day as they blew that lead to the Seattle Mariners, and I got yelled at by all these old baseball players. They were very upset with me because I had to get sound every day, but it's crazy. And A.J. Hinch is going to lose his job. See, I have mixed emotions, though, because either the Tigers – I want them to totally miss the playoffs. It's not as good a story as if they lost the division, but they still get in as a wild card. To me, that's not as good a story. They got to miss the playoffs. But then the Astros end up getting in the playoffs, and I don't want them in the playoffs. So I've got this weird thing. I'm stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea here. And but if I had to choose, I would actually take the Tigers to not completely miss the playoffs. That is fascinating that you could have that good a record, be dominating the sport of baseball, and then completely stop hitting and have sporadic malfunction on the pitching staff.
And then miss it by 2 games.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and they've already lost the tiebreaker to the Cleveland. So they have to be ahead of Cleveland. So they're cooked.
I mean, it's marvelous to watch this collapse. I was talking about, AJ's job with some baseball people. They go, oh, there's no chance he's going to lose his job. They're actually ahead of schedule. And I'm like, ahead of schedule. He goes, yeah, well, last year they weren't supposed to be good. They had that run at the end where they got in. And look, AJ is also considered one of the best managers in baseball, even though he was the head of the cheating ring, down in Atlanta. He'll be fired and hired by somebody immediately the next day. This one reeks to me of like assistant hitting coach getting fired, one of those type of deals. Third base coach,
Yeah, well, there will be like an Aztec sacrifice. Someone will be losing their job, but that is something that changed. We've had this conversation, coming on with you guys every week for a while now. Like when I was a kid, it was just obvious you'd fire the manager. I would have fired Dave Roberts 7 times the last 10 years in L.A. I would have fired Aaron Boone probably 10 times since he took over as Yankee manager. But these guys just keep their job. Like I would have fired, if I was owning the Yankees, I'd fire Aaron Boone after the 5th inning of Game 5 of the World Series when they didn't cover first base, they couldn't field. But these guys, they just keep their job because, as the great Joe Madden pointed out, it's like these guys are mostly just middle managers, and that's what they do. And so it's like, what's the point of firing them? You got to pay these guys a lot of money, and then you just bring somebody else in who's going to do the same exact thing they're doing. So what's the point?
And if you got somebody that's carrying out the orders from the press box during the game, fine, you got a gift right there,
Yeah, exactly. So it's just different, and I don't think it's ever going back. I mean, it's I've taken a lot of junk out here for my ripping of Dave Roberts. Some people think he's like the greatest thing in the world. I was like, no, I don't think he is. I think there's a lot of, but I don't think there's any really good managers in baseball. Maybe Terry Francona, possibly, with what he's done in Cincinnati, but they're having a bad week here to close the year too. I'd also like to see the Mets. I know you're a Mets fan, Bob, but
no, I'm not. I hate the Mets. They might as well played in Canada when I was.
I want to see the Mets. I want to see them. It's always fun when the Mets screw things up because there's every sports radio station I've ever worked at has a Mets fan, and they just lose their lunch, and it's just wonderful, and it just feeds into the beast. And so that would be fun if the Mets somehow screw this thing up and like the Diamondbacks get in and the Mets don't make the playoffs. I would enjoy that also.
Yeah, this weekend we got the Ryder Cup. Dusty's, he's beside himself over this one. I'm excited about it too. I think it's a lot of fun. Where are you on the Ryder Cup this week?
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm not a huge golf guy. I golf a few times a year, but much like we've just had this conversation about baseball teams choking, is there any sport better for the choke than golf? I mean, that is the gold standard for the chokeage at a big golf event, like the Ryder Cup, having a big, commanding lead and then futzing it all away there. So I will be tuned in. I know in news they say if it bleeds, it leads. If it chokes, it leads in sports radio. So I'm there for the choke.
Who's the we were talking about managers and firings and all that. Who's the first manager fired on Ben Maller's list this year in the NFL?
Oh, the coach in the NFL.
Yeah, coach, sorry.
Oh, 3 weeks into the NFL season. Well, Brian Daboll, we brought his name up. That's an obvious one. Get rid of him. I would also say, looking around, the Houston Texans just are a hot mess. Like, the quarterback's worse. Their defense is fine, but it's like that team's I don't know what's going on with DeMeco Ryans in Houston. That CJ Stroud is completely lost right now, and that's going to come back to him because he's the head coach, and they're terrible on offense. And he's supposed to be one of those top young quarterbacks in the NFL, and he sucks.
What about the guy in Tennessee, Lloyd Callahan? He's probably going to get run.
Well, yeah, it's not a good sign when your claim to fame is you're the quarterback whisperer from Cincinnati and you helped Joe Burrow become great, and they've already taken away the play calling for you, and you're supposed to be coaching Cam Ward, who's the next Joe Burrow. The math on that, you don't need me to do the math. You don't need a calculator. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's 2 + 2. Things are not going well. I only hope we get a rant like his old man. We got to be the dumbest team in the NFL. I'd like to see that. So.
I would too. Ben, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the great sports weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That is Ben Maller, brought to you by the Landing in Liberty. Don't forget to get the Ben Maller chicken fingers and my pretzel as well at the Landing in Liberty.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. Let's get it started on a Friday Eve. Adele being rumored to be the Super Bowl halftime show. It is not definite, but a couple accounts have come out that is a rumor. One word on Adele being the Super Bowl halftime show.
Unique. That's a really, really different type of halftime show than we've seen ever for the NFL, right? I was talking to somebody the other day about the old halftime shows, and Up With People used to be the halftime show. It used to be nothing spectacular. Then it got great. Then it got bad. Then it got great again. Adele is definitely different for a halftime show, and I've appreciated Adele more over the last year or so than I ever have before, so I'd be good with that. But unique is how I would look at that. This isn't Scream NFL.
Hello.
That's a good one. Well done.
Fire. I'm excited. I like Adele. I think she's great. You know, what is it? Rich Paul. That's her hubby. LeBron James's friend. No, Adele's fine. I think it also solidifies that Taylor said no. Again. I'm good. No, thank you. I will pass on that.
I don't blame Taylor for saying no, quite honestly.
Yeah. Taylor's having her moment. She's done doing all her stuff.
I got this wedding to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A couple things on my plate.
Adele's great. I think Adele's fine.
Yeah, Adele's awesome. It would be kind of...
And kind of in her...
Adele's great.
Still kind of in her prime, would you say?
Yeah, she's... I mean,
maybe
she's
a little
not,
teared off, but like still
past, but
still
yeah.
pretty relevant. It's not like an old retired singer.
No.
She's still doing residency in Las Vegas, right?
I think so. I just don't know. It kind of changed the vibe. You're right. It's a different vibe. She's not as hype, but it would be fun. She's incredible, so I would love to see that.
And I'll set fire to the rain.
Yeah, it's not going to be like a football rock show or country, rock show
Get
type
going
thing.
and
get you
jumping
moving.
around. No.
It
Be
ain't
like,
gonna
whoa,
be
this is
Saturday
awesome
night.
football. And it's like, whoa, hello. It's like going to be, all right, a little different.
But
All right.
I'm anxious to see how she can do, because you just did that hello, and I'm just imagining like how you could like branch off just from that. You could take it in a totally different direction and do that song in a way that appeals to football fans too.
All right, now I'm kind of in. I started picturing it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
in.
good.
Let's go.
It's going to be really good, actually. Yeah.
I hope it's true. Calvin Johnson says Buffalo would kick the Chiefs' ass right now.
Too early. It's too early. It's too early to count them out. It's the first quarter, but they could have the first quarter of the season. They could still have 3 good quarters and be where they want to be at the end. It's tough. It's tough when you lose in divisional games, though. It makes it harder to makes it a steeper hill to climb. But there's still a lot of games to play.
But like, if you had to pick right now between like them and Buffalo, you'd pick the Chiefs. Like, if you know what I'm saying? I know it's early, but like it's hard. I mean,
if they're playing
here are
today,
the odds.
Buffalo,
So the Bills
if they're playing
moved.
today, Buffalo's kicking that ass.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, I don't think he's wrong about that.
Talk to me in January.
Yeah, but we're not playing now. That's the good thing. We're not playing now. The one word is not wrong. I'm indifferent on his comments right now because I kind of agree with him, but we don't have to play the Buffalo Bills at this point in time. And the regular season meeting, as we know, is never one for the Chiefs. So I'm with Dusty. Yeah, let's see what happens in January. Who you taking in January, Buffalo or Kansas City?
Yeah, I think my one word would be irrelevant. It's September still. Talk to me when we get to the end of December. And, I'm sure that game in Buffalo will be great. Once again, it will be Allen versus Mahomes. The history is there, but right now it's irrelevant. And right now he's not wrong. They would beat the absolute snot out of the Chiefs, I think.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, re-signed Desmon Watson. This is a guy from Florida. Oh, thank you. My fault.
Watson, yes!
They signed Gene?
Yeah. This is Desmon Watson, defensive lineman from Florida. He's like 450, 460 pounds. Couldn't get under the weight that they wanted him to during the offseason, so they ended up cutting him. Well, they play the Eagles this week, so they said, you know what? Let's bring him back in. Maybe a tush-push stopper. One word on the Bucs, bringing back Watson.
Epic.
Watson, yes!
This is so good, and I hope they plant him right over the center on every tush push.
Let's go.
Just do it. This is one where you just take one for the rest of the league. If you're Tampa, you have this 450-pound massive. Have you seen pictures of this guy?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is every bit of 450 if he's not more. Put his ass right there. Like, they cut him because he couldn't make weight. Bring him back, put him on the 53, and stick him over the center on the tush push. Do it for me, please.
Yes, please.
Do it for all of us.
My one word would be heavy, Doc. That's
heavy, Doc.
This is it. Whatever, man. Nothing else seems to work. Put a tank in there and see what happens.
Oh, I think it's like it just makes a mockery of the whole thing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it really does. This guy wasn't good enough to make the team because he's too fat, but yet it's Eagle Week and it's Tush Push Week. You find me the fattest. Oh, we had that guy. Bring him in here.
What's Dontari Poe up to? Let's see if he can go back.
Oh, this guy makes Dontari Poe look like Xavier Worthy.
He does.
I mean, seriously.
Vince Wilfork, tiny.
All these guys look like, sticks.
It's unbelievable.
Gilbert Brown would like to have a conversation.
They're having him do, running in Florida heat. He can't lose a pound. He's just a big boy. Russell Wilson says he's not done. He's not done playing. One word.
Stupid. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Let it go, Russ. It's time. Like, legitimately, your last 2 throws were to a tunnel, and you hit the goalposts. Yeah. You're done, bro. Like, just it's okay. He's older than Salvi, just so you know.
That's right. Into the sunset.
Yeah, it's just this is the athlete mentality, man. This is why I like to get rid of guys early, so we're not in this spot. Russell Wilson has been declining for 4 years, probably 5. Yeah. Once Seattle kicked him out of the crib, nobody else should have picked him up.
Yeah, he's a fig Newton, man. He's the fig tree that no longer bears fruit. It's over. We've withered away. Call it a day.
Dusty's getting going. The Ryder Cup starts tomorrow. The trash talk's already started, though, for Rory McIlroy. For fans towards Rory McIlroy.
Yes. So good, man. Like just that's doing, awesome. zombie. The fact, my most impressive thing is the whole crowd is doing it. They legitimately got is there somebody down there leading the cheers? Be honest with me, Dusty, besides him.
They got the A&M Yell Eaters out there, yeah.
Do we have people that are coordinating this stuff to get it to this level, like a soccer game and stuff like that? Because that was beautiful yesterday. He's walking out, and all of a sudden they just start chanting in your head, Rory, Rory. Oh man, it was good.
So good.
Yeah, my one word would be climax. The Ryder Cup is very special to me. It is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Doesn't take me long to get there. Took me about 2 minutes on Monday morning to be ready for the Ryder Cup. No pun intended. Super excited. Can't wait to see this thing pan out because not only do you get the American crowd, but you get New York's backyard. And good luck. I mean, there was a guy, for God's sakes, in a game that took the ball out of a man's glove at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
That's an appetizer.
It's going to get wild. It really is. And especially now you have American golfers telling New York fans to be New Yorkers. Okay.
By the way, soft little nugget here. That's a practice round.
Yeah, right. Yes, that was Wednesday.
That's not even real.
Yeah, that is practice. And that place was packed with people taunting Rory.
God. We'll get that announcement of the Friday pairings on today at 3 o'clock our time, 4 o'clock Eastern.
Do the Europeans heckle as much as the Americans do or not?
In a different way. It's like when you go to a Chiefs game, right? You heckle, with your Eastern Jackson and Johnson County crowd, and it's, whatever, like, that guy sucks, you're a bum, Stedman. Whereas, like, over there they do, like, the European Soccer League. That's fun to watch. They do, like, the chants.
Yeah.
Like the soccer chants is more so of there. But, I mean, I'm sure there's, like, get a job, you wanker.
Yeah.
You're a pathetic bum, Bryson. YouTube sucks over here.
They probably call them blokes a lot over there, too, right?
Yeah. You never know. Coming up next, we do Smash or Pass. It is brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Alton, 135th and Metcalf, and also Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Online at Shawnee Mission Ford. $50 gift card for you when you hear the sounder on the other side. You want to be caller number 4 because it's week 4 of the NFL. Caller number 4. Tell Mac he's awesome. He has beautiful hair and a wonderful laugh. Awesome. Coming up next, Smash or Pass.
Smash.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I was at Smokehouse Barbecue the other day, and boy, I thought I was going to have a feast at the table because we had a couple of slabs of baby back ribs. We also had what I think is my favorite thing on the menu right now, the pulled chicken sandwich on the brioche bun, tossed in the Cajun butter sauce with some coleslaw on top. I mean, it is a phenomenal, epic sandwich that they have at Smokehouse Barbecue. They also have new tacos as well, and those tacos are packed with glorious, glorious stuff from Smokehouse Barbecue, from their brisket to you can get sausage in them. You can get the corn elote on top. It is perfect. And it is football season. It's tailgate season. So that means it is Smokehouse Barbecue season for us. When we're going to the game, we cater from Smokehouse Barbecue, whether it's ribs or the Cajun butter chicken wings, the hickory pit beans, or even their unbelievable, amazing burnt ends. We're doing it all for our tailgates at Smokehouse Barbecue. Stop into one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, or Zona Rosa, and you can dine in and get kids' meals for $1.99 every single Tuesday with an adult entree purchase. So visit them at one of their 3 locations, or you can just check them out and order all of your catering and to-go at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
Century Roofing remains the best roofing company to call for insurance claims from storm damage, roof repair, and inspections throughout Kansas City. They were just voted as both the best roofing company in Johnson County for the 4th straight year and the best roofing company in all of Kansas City by readers of the Johnson County Post and the KC Star. So trust the pillars of strength and go with locally owned and female-owned Century Roofing at CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, football fans, it's Brian Baldinger here with It's Your Journey presented by Hyundai. The start of the season has not done as expected for Kansas City, but they have a chance to right the ship this week as they host Baltimore. 2 of the league's best quarterbacks will go head-to-head as they hope to add another big win to their resume. Who will be able to secure a huge early season win? It's Your Journey is brought to you by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now. Get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Don't miss out. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, football fans? Picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first touchdown scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. This specific promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, or Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. In Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. In Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Ready, set, Ford. That's what Shawnee Mission Ford is all about, bringing meaning to Ready, Set, Ford. Hey, it's Gold. You know I've been driving a new vehicle thanks to my friends over at Shawnee Mission Ford for over a month now, and they offer their customers the largest discounts on every new vehicle, along with aggressive rebates and top trade-in value, and maybe you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle. You're in luck as well with over 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from at prices and terms well within any budget. Shawnee Mission Ford is on a mission to do more.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Things getting very heavy in the Grandview Triangle. 470 westbound, just crawling along. 49 northbound also stacking up on the ramp to go westbound. All this because of an accident. 435 westbound before 103rd Street. You get out past that, things pick up and move better to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back at it. It is Smasher pastime here on 96.5 The Fan. Get to a little break of sports, get some food involved in it on a Thursday. Smasher Pass brought to you by Boot Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll, 135th and Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more, online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Again, you want to be caller number 4, and when you hear this sounder, you want to be caller number 4, you know the deal. Call Mac, tell him he's awesome, tell him he has great hair, tell him that he has a wonderful laugh, and hear this.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning, like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
That's right. When we play that again, you'll be caller number 4. Call Mac, do all the things that we said and mentioned. That's and awesome. Again, Booth Creek Wagyu, $50 gift card is yours if you are the correct caller. So you sent us something yesterday that was absolutely disgusting.
So I didn't send it to just you guys. Okay. Let me give you a little bit behind the scenes. I sent this to a bunch of different people yesterday. Okay. Everybody had the same reaction of, oh God, no. Except for one person who goes, that looks awesome. Flex emoji.
Flex emoji, yes.
Maloney. Maloney is the only person that I sent this to that would eat this. And it works.
And this is?
And this is like, I don't know, 25 slices of Kraft singles.
Yes.
Hollowed out like stacked up together.
Oh, yeah.
A stack of like 25 Kraft singles. Then they took a cookie cutter, hollowed out the middle. So you essentially had a cheese donut.
Yes.
To which they then wrapped in bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Battered and deep fried. And the bacon didn't get cooked inside.
It was definitely a little juicy and raw. I think I'm out on that. That's way too much cheese. Like, I like cheese, but I don't like. Does that make sense? I love cheese, but I don't like an abundance of it.
Yeah, no, I get you what you're saying. Absolutely. In St. Louis, they'd serve it with a side of tomato sauce and call it, Italian food. That's how they work over there. But
juice all over the place.
I was surprised because it's cheese, it's bacon, it's fried. You would think order double, right? If it's green, it's trouble. If it's fried, order double. And I'm like, wow, I think everybody would probably, I'm in on that. And everybody to a man, except for Rob Maloney, said, hell no, I'm not eating that thing. Rob's like, put that on the menu at the Dirty Bird, man.
Yeah, you got to try hard to make fried cheese not
bad.
Good. Yeah, to make it with bacon.
Yeah, fried cheese, bacon. Oh, God.
Yeah. Somebody says smash in all caps. Somebody says I'm a bacon fiend, but I got to tell you, when I saw that, I was going to have a heart attack just watching it.
Yeah. So somebody else saw it. Good. But if the bacon was cooked more, maybe. But it's also Kraft singles.
It's like 2.5 inches thick of cheese.
Oh, God.
Good.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Like, I'm also not a fan of I haven't had one from the place in Minnesota, but the Juicy Lucy. Like, I've tried it before, burnt the living piss out of my lip.
That's the problem with that, yeah.
And I even let the burger sit, but of course it's sitting inside that, like, comforter of meat. And then I was just like, this isn't,
There's a
I'd
meat
rather
blanket.
just have it on top. Yeah, I'd rather have it just on top and be simple and all that sort of stuff.
I
but-
tried to make those one time because somebody gave me like one of those Juicy Lucy press makers. Man, what a pain in the ass it was to make them. But you got to go to Matt's Bar in Minneapolis and
That's
get
what
them
it
up
is,
there.
Matt's,
you
yeah.
know? They're
Henry
supposed to be
Lake.
great up there, right?
Max, awesome.
So this is kind of interesting. You'll love this because you hate St. Louis. The weirdest food from every state. Some of these I don't know what it is. Like one state, it's pasties.
Pasties.
Oh,
Pasties
pasties?
are a Eastern European. It is dough stuffed with meat and potatoes. We used to eat them all the
sounds
time
good.
as kids growing up. Hated them as a kid.
I've ate a pasty.
Called Rocky's Pasties, and the crust is buttery, filled with you can get different kind of meat, potatoes, onions, and that kind of stuff. It's a very simple thing. Maybe you want to put gravy on top of it. It's like a meat. Pie.
I've had these. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a meat pie.
Meat pie, yeah.
They're good.
Speaking of what the normal is, Florida gator tail.
Smash.
Texas rattlesnake, not Stone Cold Steve Austin, just Texas pause rattlesnake. Oklahoma lamb fries.
No chance.
Really? I would smash those. It seems
Really?
like yes, you get that in like Sahara. They have Euro fries, and they basically put a bed of fries. They put lamb meat on top. They sprinkle it with tzatziki sauce and put it like a crust.
No, son.
What?
Lamb fries are lamb nuts.
Oh, I thought they were like lamb
really?
Euro
I didn't
fries.
know that.
No. I mean, that's what I don't. You think in Oklahoma they're serving up Euro meat over fries?
I guess that makes sense.
So I'm just deep throating some lamb fries out there. That ain't
Like because
good.
Colorado's Rocky Mountain oysters.
I knew
Those-
what that was. Yeah.
I believe lamb fries are fried lamb testicles.
I did not know what Rocky Mountain oysters were until I
didn't?
ordered them at a restaurant.
How long ago?
It was in Wyoming 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
So you have to try them. The first time I tried them was in San Antonio. They do a 2-week festival there called, what is it called in San Antonio? Fiesta, right? And it's 2 weeks of parties every single night around town. It's awesome, right? And there's one called Nyosa, Night in Old San Antonio. That's along the River Walk and all that kind of stuff. And so they had, that there. And I'm like, well, I got to try them. Not a chance I'll ever go back and try them again.
Really?
The texture was just
It's pretty
awful.
odd. It's pretty.
You know
it's
what
pretty-
I'm talking
oh,
about, right?
absolutely.
It's an awful texture. So I believe lamb fries are the same thing as Rocky Mountain oysters, just from a sheep.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Give anything
Let's
a
get
try.
exotic.
I do like where you were going though. That sounds good. Euro fries.
Yeah, those sound great.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
hell yeah, I'm in on them. Oh, they're test. Oh no.
So it's not pasties and it's not Euro fries. And then Missouri, it's Provel cheese.
Not a chance.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I like Provel
cheese.
cheese. Martin City does a good. They have a Provel cheese they put on pizza as an option. It's pretty solid.
Oh,
every once
nice.
in a while. You'll do like a half and half, and you'll
Okay.
know when you get to the other half. You're like, ooh, that's rich.
Yeah, lamb fries are a dish made from testicles of young lambs that have been sliced, braised, and then deep fried.
Hell
I would
yeah.
rather eat those than Provel cheese. I would. If you gave me a chance for Emo's Provel crap pizza or lamb fries, I am eating the lamb fries every day of the week. And I know, Jasper, you're with me on that one.
I think I'd just take some lamb fries today for lunch. Oh, can't get worse than a Vegemite sandwich.
Does anybody sell lamb fries in town? Does anybody even sell Rocky Mountain oysters in town?
No, there's gonna be somebody.
Gotta be someone, right?
Right? There's somebody out there. Yeah.
What's Kansas's?
Beer Rock. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Beer Rock. I bet Binkley knows what it is. Hey, it's a rock that has beer on it. Hey,
It's like a pasty, kind of. Like it's you know what it looks like? A runza. It's beer rocks were brought to the United States by German and Russian Mennonite immigrants. In Nebraska, the runzas. In Kansas, traditionally often round, beer rock is a beloved part of the state's culinary identity. I've lived here 30 years. I've never seen one on a menu or tried one.
Never seen it. Savory pastry pocket filled with savory mixture of seasoned ground meat, cabbage, and onions.
All right.
And sauerkraut and something. I mean, maybe, but that's a runza.
Dude, at Oktoberfest, it's going on at Lee Summit Friday and Saturday.
Ooh, yeah.
They have Reuben fried balls.
That'd be good. I'd be on that.
It's like Russian dressing,
Hell
corned
yeah.
beef, and sauerkraut.
I
And they
almost,
fry them.
I almost said that word my sister said to me about my mother with the eggplant.
Oh,
emoji.
yeah. No doubt. I know that I'm hard. Men's wieners. I mean, man, somebody said, what show did I tune into? Lamb fries or, no, lamb penis and meat pies. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah.
Like, did you look at New Mexico green chili sundae? I like sundaes and I love green chilies, but I don't know that combination is something that I want.
Somebody says 1587 is going to be serving Raven fries for $300. Have an afternoon, sir.
Love it.
Have an afternoon. You know the deal.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Text ever.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Caller number 4. We'll come back and do sports on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for lamb fries.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Nick Bolton, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you about my friends over at QC Kinetics because they're going to help you feel better, right? How much are you tired of dealing with a sore knee or a sore shoulder or your back or your hips or any joints that you may have, and you're just tired of dealing with it, but you don't know what to do? Well, the answer is simple. It's QC Kinetics. They use regenerative medicine, which is advanced cellular treatments that'll help your body heal and restore that damage in your joints. We're not talking about covering it up or hiding it or anything like that. We're talking about eliminating it, actually help and heal and restore, and the results are long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, plan it around fun. Plan it around doing whatever it is that you want to do and not having to say, I can't do that today because my knee hurts. At QC Kinetics, they have no surgery, no drugs, no long-term recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get that freedom back. So grab your MRIs and x-rays, and they'll make sure you're a good candidate. Your first consultation is free, and so there's no reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 at State Line and in Gladstone. Appointments available on Saturdays with QC Kinetics. Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/royal rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel because FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot means that you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each and every week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores either the first or the last touchdown in the game, then you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to take a shot at the jackpot. Remember my promo code KFNZ for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt in. Must apply profit boost hosting on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Can help us your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Every big play starts with a first down, and every financial future starts with the right partner. Main Street Credit Union is not-for-profit and member-owned, which means we invest in you with guidance that's clear, tools that make sense, and people who actually listen. We're here to help you move the chains. Whatever your next move is, auto loan, savings goal, or paying off debt, let's make it one play at a time. Visit mainstreetcu.org to get started.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sports brought to you by the Salvation Army and registertoring.com.
KC Companies, give back this holiday season. Adopt a kettle with the Salvation Army. Get your team out ringing bells for a great cause. Adopt a block of shifts or full days. Go to registertoring.com and make a difference. That's registertoring.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 29 southbound crawling from the merge with I-35 stays very heavy down to the Bond Bridge with earlier trouble that has cleared. 70 eastbound heading out of downtown, pretty heavy from Brooklyn Avenue over past 23rd Street with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Ravens on Sunday with pregame starting at noon, kickoff at 3:25 with Mitch, Danon, and Kling. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2. Kansas City in Odyssey Sports Station.
Found lamb fries for you.
Yes.
Friend Sean texts me. He goes, KC Beer Company has them.
Oh, nice.
He doesn't even drink, and he knows about KC Beer Company.
I love KC Beer Company.
So there you go.
The Dunkel. That'll be flowing this weekend.
Oh,
Friday,
yeah.
Oktoberfest, baby. Let's go.
Well, Oktoberfest is right now. I mean, it is actually in September in Germany. It starts in September, right? So everybody's celebrating Oktoberfest. That's why I wish the NFL would do a game in Munich during Oktoberfest. But Munich is probably like, no chance. We don't need you over here right now.
Yeah. When did the Chiefs play the Dolphins?
I think it was after, but they didn't play in Munich. They played in Frankfurt. I think Munich is where the big Oktoberfest ceremony and celebration and party is.
At that point,
right?
you're just splitting hairs. It's like
you don't need people at that point.
I was going to say, Frankfurt, you could still just have a ballin'-ass time, I would think, for Oktoberfest.
I would imagine, yeah.
Absolutely. Find
I
you
would
a St.
imagine.
Pauli girl out there. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that's one of those things like when I retire, I'm going to do.
Yes, how are you?
Don't have to worry about being around during football season. See you later, going to Germany for September. Go hang out at Oktoberfest and drink a thing of beer that you can't hold up that you need to do
Stein.
workouts. Yeah, I mean, the women carry those around, like
Hell
20 at
yeah.
a time. It's insane.
Better believe it. Shout out to Tony. Big Tony. $50 gift card received.
He said he was late to work and heard the thing. It was like, I can be calling number 4 because I'm not at work yet. I was like, way to go, Tony.
See, you can win.
Yes.
Even if you do lose.
Yes, exactly.
That might have been like a Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy from Saturday Night Live. But either way.
No doubt, yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't forget as well.
Mac doesn't know who Jack Handy is, I don't think, do you?
Jack who? No, I don't think
so. Every college football coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light and Tanners are teaming up to make every college game day legendary. Every Saturday, rep your college team, catch every play, and enjoy a $15 bucket of beer only at Kansas area Tanner locations. Bud Light and Tanners, from the stands to the bar to your game day headquarters. Mac, I sent you that graphic yesterday about Arch Manning.
Yeah.
And it sent you into an oblivion. Don't forget, Nate Taylor going to come up in about 15 minutes here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well. But kind of interesting when you look at it because, of course, he comes from the bloodline. Shout out to the Roman Reigns family. But he comes from the bloodline of the Mannings, right? Peyton, Eli, and all that. So
this is a stunning list.
Isn't it? The first 6 college starts for all 3. Arch Manning, so far in 6 starts, is thrown for 1,623 yards, 19 touchdowns, has a 63.9 completion percentage, 5 interceptions. He's 5-1 with a 158.1 QBR.
Isn't that a perfect rating in the NFL?
Not in college.
I know not in college, but in the NFL.
I think it's 158.3.
Is that what it is?
Is the actual, which is, I still don't understand. But I just let it happen.
Nobody does.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like, man, but Arch sucks, right? You're like, man, that guy, I don't know about
Like
him.
85 quarterbacks better than this guy right now in college football, right?
Peyton Manning's first 6 starts at Rocky Top.
Not as good as Arch.
1,682. Got him by about 59 yards. 69 yards. Nice. Total touchdowns, 13. Completion percentage, 66.5. Interceptions, 3. 5-1 record with a 148.2 QBR.
So 6 less touchdown passes.
That's right.
But again, different
total
eras.
touchdowns.
Different
Right.
eras of football, right? Did you have a running back then when Peyton was quarterback?
Yeah.
Who?
They ran the ball. It was the 90s, Bob.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
they
That's
were
what I'm
running the
saying.
ball.
They were running the ball. Yeah.
T. Martin. Then you go to Ole Miss and Eli, right? Eli. There Will Be Blood. Great movie. Watch it sometime, Mac. 1,657 yards, 14 total touchdowns, 65.3 completion percentage, 1 interception. He was clean at Ole Miss. His record 5-1 and his QBR 157.4. So in all 3 categories, Arch Manning leads in 3, or tied with one of them with the record. All 3 were 5-1. Arch has a better QBR. He has more total touchdowns. Leads Peyton by 6 and leads Eli by 5. By 5. So a little early to call Arch a false prophet, or do we go and look and say, well, they played Central Texas.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Let's look at the schedule a little bit for this
Ohio
because
State,
against
he looked
Ohio State,
terrible.
he was awful.
That was first start of his career
Right.
in the horseshoe. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I am at the same time. But do we? Because this is you, Mac. This is your bread and butter. we judge quarterbacks way too early.
Way too early.
Yes.
That's your home base.
That's one of my things.
Yeah,
Yep.
one
of my mantras.
We look at Arch Manning. We saw what he did against Ohio State. Be honest, how many games have you watched of Arch Manning since? Probably not a lot.
But I will say the throw that Peyton had and the throw style that Eli had, a little different than Uncle Rico and Austin.
Sidearm.
He doesn't have to be the same guy, though. I mean, that's the thing. Like, everybody expects him to be
He's
this
got the
pure
motor.
quarterback or whatever. And he's not like Eli, and he's not like Peyton. He may have the same mindset, which is very important, but I don't think he's the same from an athletic ability standpoint. But again, a lot of it does go back to you played Sam Houston State. You ought to be doing good against those guys, right? You played Mary Hardin Baylor. You ought to be doing good against schools like that. So I just think this is a flawed exercise, if you will, because it's somebody trying to push the narrative that maybe Arch is better than Peyton and Eli, and on no planet is he better than either of the Mannings right now. Does he have a possibility to get there? Sure, everybody does, but he's not quite there yet, and I feel like this is his PR team putting this out because they said there are 18 quarterbacks now that have better odds to win the Heisman than Arch Manning does at this point in time. So it feels like to me his PR team went to work and go, he's better than Eli and Peyton.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, he beat whoever, out of San Antonio, the Whispering Woods School or whatever. And, it's a different era. He should have more passing yards than Eli and Peyton, who played in more of a running era right now.
Well, yeah, they weren't playing Sam Houston State and Ladies of Perpetual Sorrow or whatever it was. They were actually playing.
Our Ladies of the Lake is who I was thinking of out of San Antonio, yes.
But, I mean, Eli, I checked his schedule in that first season. It was like Arkansas, Mississippi, it was SEC or
SEC
at that point,
teams.
Big 12, whatever they were. It was other big schools. It was big universities that he was playing against and playing well against. But, yeah, it's just too early to judge on Arch. We desire so much to have a take on a new guy. Like, is he good? Is he bad? I have to know right now.
No, you don't.
You don't. And we don't even have to know after this season. Like, seriously. Right. After this year, we don't have to have an Arch Manning take. He's going to go back to Texas, and we'll watch it again. And then we can just watch him grow.
We can watch him grow, because you know what Monday's going to be. Either Jackson Dart's a superhero or he's the worst quarterback of all time.
He's the worst.
Did Brian Daboll make a mistake?
Yes.
Should Brian Daboll have started him, or, just depending on how he plays?
We don't need to do it.
It's all going to be overreaction and overanalyzation of what Jackson Dart does in his first game. You just can't judge these guys on their first season. If you did, then Peyton Manning would have been out of the NFL.
Arch Manning played Ohio State, obviously, week one, had 170 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Then he played San Jose State, where he threw for 295, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Then he played UTEP, where he only threw for 114, a touchdown and a pick. And then last week, with coming out party, he had the run and stood over the guy. Right? He's a tough guy. He played Sam Houston State. They won 55-0. He threw for 309 and 3 touchdowns.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. In his 2 starts last year, one of them was versus one of those kind of schools. And the other one was like a bad Big 12 or a bad SEC school. I can't remember. So he's had like 2 real teams he's played.
They have an idle this week, and then you can make judgment. Then he gets at Florida and at home against Oklahoma.
Well, I think, obviously that's the neutral site game in Dallas. But
Jerry World.
I think what we're looking at right now with these 2 or 3 quarterbacks is that it's okay to let, Arch grow a little bit and see what he can do. But I would say I would take more from the Ohio State game than I am over 55-0 over Sam Houston State. You don't gain anything from that. You gain so much more by losing to Ohio State than you do by beating Sam Houston State 55-0. That really doesn't do anything for you. Real quick on the SEC, I find it very rich that their coaches now are complaining about rivalries getting lost. You effers started all of this. Kiss my ass on that one. Keep your rivalry comments quiet.
Kiss my ass.
You've destroyed college sports.
Didn't they realign?
Yeah, like the SEC legitimately destroyed college sports the way that we know it, and now their coaches are like,
what the hell?
What was it? Lane Kiffin yesterday goes, we have nothing in common with Oklahoma. I don't know why they're an opponent for us over the next 3 years. Well, because this is your bet, and you made it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to keep all the same teams.
No,
sorry, dude.
But now the SEC, it's like Tom Brady complaining about people being, scared or curious that he may be cheating. Well, you laid the track record here, cheater. You've cheated 3 times in the NFL. Sorry, we're all kind of on edge when it comes to cheating and you. And now the SEC complaining about rivalries going away. You did this.
Tim Robinson in the hot dog suit, man.
Yeah. We got to figure out who's the person who did this.
Exactly.
Yeah, hot dog car, hot dog suit. Yeah, no doubt about it. Nate Taylor coming up in about 10 minutes on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear former Chiefs linebacker Derek Johnson every Monday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. If there's one thing I know, it's zero troubles with zero bubbles, and it's been the perfect season to grab a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka at the K. And now you can get Surfside absolutely anywhere across the Royals network, including your favorite outlets in Kansas. Grab a delicious Surfside today. It's only 100 calories, and the best part, zero bubbles for zero troubles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game or hanging out at a tailgate. Ask for Surfside at your local bar and liquor store and grab it at the game. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Race weekend returns to Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway with over $60,000 in prize giveaways. Friday night, stay cool with the Pin Play app and pick up a 12-pack of Coca-Cola while supplies last. Saturday is a day of winners with a winner every 15 minutes. And on Sunday, win up to $2,500 in Penn bonus play with the Hollywood Casino 400 even or odd drawing. Find your fun at Hollywood Casino. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
You're on the list for Macy's Fall VIP Sale. That means you're invited to save big on this season's top designer looks at prices you'll love. Like an extra 30% off Calvin Klein, Steve Madden, Hugo Boss, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty and fragrance from Estee Lauder, Lancome, and so many others. This only happens a few times a year. Don't miss the Fall VIP Sale. Today, only at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Heartland Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Your cold is coming! Your cold is coming! When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Through the Grandview Triangle, things very heavy because of an accident on 435 westbound at 103rd Street. Also still heavy, 70 eastbound from the Paseo overpass 18th Street. 70 eastbound slows again past Noland over to Lee Summit Road with an earlier problem. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
We'll get to Nate Taylor in just a minute, ESPN's beat writer for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I have a correction to make, Dusty.
You better get it right.
I know. I'm sorry. The lamb fries are not available at KC Beer Co. It's the Beer Rock that we were talking about that is available at KC Beer Co. So if you're going to the KC Beer Co. for lunch today looking for the lamb fries and, start ordering them, they do not have those there.
What are you talking about?
Still looking for lamb fries in KC.
Do a side of the lamb fries? We don't have those.
Have those.
Well, this guy on the radio said that he did, so... And he said his friend texted me. He comes here all the time, but he says he doesn't drink. Say that out loud.
That's the thing. Like, Stoker sends me this message. Like, he was our designated driver for 30 years because he never drank, right? He's like, oh, KC Beer Company's had this. I just assumed the lamb fries.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the things we talked about, that's usually what gets, people to resonate, right? Something stupid like lamb fries.
You're getting older when you start seeing players that you watched, played with on Madden, saw play in front of your own eyeballs, get nominated for the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Quarterbacks are going to be enshrined. That is Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald, who's a wide receiver. I say quarterbacks. Quarterback Drew Brees and wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald were picked in their first year of eligibility as two of the nominees among modern era players. They will obviously get in. Drew Brees, a Hall of Fame career. Thank you, San Diego. Didn't trust his shoulder. Well, thanks to sending him to New Orleans, they won a Super Bowl. Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best fully sound wide receivers I've ever seen play the game in my life. Wasn't going to blow you away with speed, but man, high point it, low point it, side point it, two toes in the sand. Larry Fitzgerald was a G.
He really was, man.
And he's a very, very good golfer.
Yeah.
Like, scratch.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Solid with the irons. Great golfer.
There's really not a negative thing you could say about that guy. He was like the perfect athlete.
Awesome.
It's too bad he had to waste it in Arizona.
More tackles than drops.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
That's what?
Yeah,
I never heard that one before. Like that's wow.
It's a good stat.
That's something people will be talking about all day. Did you know Larry Fitzgerald had more tackles than drops?
That's one of those weird baseball stats.
Wow, those are the cool things like that. That tells you how good that guy was.
Exactly.
I don't care any about his numbers. He had more tackles than drops.
Unreal.
And he played 13 years in the NFL?
Yeah, I think so. Right around there.
With one team.
I know, and never any good.
Almost came to Kansas City.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah.
Went to a Super Bowl, that's for sure. Lost because
they did, yep.
James Harrison picked up a fumble at halftime and took it to the house. You know who played the halftime performance that year?
I don't.
Bruce Springsteen.
You know what? I told you the story about Howard Balzer's wife kissing Bruce Springsteen backstage.
He slid nuts first right to the camera.
That's right.
Said,
he
maybe
did.
Bruce ain't got it anymore.
That was good.
Other nominees in their first year of eligibility are quarterbacks Phillip Rivers. That's a debate.
It's a very big debate, and I look the way
Eli's there with him. They have that shared camaraderie. Like, was Phillip Rivers in? I don't know. Is Eli in? Well, he won two Super Bowls.
He won 2 Super Bowls. Phillip didn't. Never went to a Super Bowl. Never really had much playoff success. Where do you guys stand on Phillip Rivers?
Absolutely not.
No. I don't think he's in.
You guys see, because I'm the same way. I don't think so. No. I figured you guys would be the other way on that one. I go, no, he had a really good. No, I mean, I think the quarterback position's changed. If you've never been to a Super Bowl, it's hard for me to say you're a Canton.
He doesn't have an accolade.
That's what I'm saying.
All Pro, an MVP.
Nothing.
I need something.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
No,
he's had a really nice career.
More kids than playoff victories.
Well,
by a long
shot.
He did almost beat those Buffalo Bills when he was a Colts quarterback.
He did.
Just right at the very end.
He did. But yeah, I'm with you guys. We've got to stop making it the Hall of Very Good. And Rivers didn't do anything extraordinary in the NFL to deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
And then you have old friend alert, Alex Smith, as well as tight ends Greg Olsen, Jason Witten. I think both of them will get in.
Well, Witten for his broadcasting more than his playing days, I would imagine.
Greg Olsen, obviously a great tight end as well. Frank Gore on that list, LaShawn McCoy on that list of interesting names.
I think Frank Gore gets in.
Probably just the longevity as long as he played.
I mean, he's one of the top 5 rushers of all time, isn't he? If I'm not mistaken,
And
right?
was he ever a top 5 running back?
Yeah, but see, again, but running back versus quarterback, I think, is a completely different argument.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
For sure. Any other position.
Because Alex Smith will never get into the Hall of Fame.
No, but he should be in the Hall of Fame here. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be in the Ring of Honor.
Like he should be in the Ring of Honor. I mean, but I was more stunned that Alex Smith hasn't played in 5 years, guys. And I know you guys are a lot younger than me, and time moves a lot faster for me, and I've started to see kind of this turnover. Was this the first one that kind of hit you? You're getting old. That Alex Smith is now eligible for the Hall of Fame.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and seeing guys that you saw eligible for the Hall of Fame in my early 20s. Late, I'm like, damn, I must be getting old. Guys that I watched playing as a kid are now eligible for the Hall of Fame. Also, Alex Smith hasn't played in 5 years. I feel like Alex Smith just played the other day. And I was thinking about this, and we can bring Nate Taylor into this conversation as well, because I think he'd have some good, kind of insight on this. I think if you're coming up with a list of the most important Kansas City Chiefs of all time, Alex Smith is at the top of that list. He may not be number one. I don't know who number one would be. Maybe it's Lenny Dawson. Maybe it's, Buck Buchanan. Maybe it's Bobby Bell, guys from back in the day when you talk about the most important Kansas City Chiefs. But I think if you're talking recent era from like Carl on, 88 on, I mean, it's Alex Smith and Derek Thomas as the two most important Kansas City Chiefs, because both of those led us to where we are right now today. I mean, what Alex Smith did, as we talked about for Patrick Mahomes, is truly unbelievable. But he also came in here on a 2-14 team, turned that whole thing around, and I think he'll go down as one of the most important Kansas City Chiefs that we've had in this organization.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that. Obviously, I've had that stat before where it's not really a stat, but it's just like an audio stat where every year, once to twice a year, Patrick Mahomes gives credit to Alex Smith for helping him understand the way the game is played in the NFL. We can all sit here and say that Mahomes is great and that he has, unbelievable God-given talent and does everything different than we've seen before, but that's not between the ears. Like, that's not... you aren't born with, and I don't know if this makes sense. You're not born with an NFL brain. You can be born with NFL talent, right? We've seen that loads of times, but it's those guys in between. Caleb Williams is a great example. Caleb Williams has the legs, he's got the vision, he's got the arm, he's got the talent, but it's between the ears where they really want to get Caleb Williams fixed. And maybe Ben Johnson is that guy that can do that for him. But Alex Smith was very vital in that for Patrick Mahomes, because where Mahomes can throw the ball 85 yards down the field, where Mahomes can, run outside the pocket, know when to run, look back at a referee to know that there's a flag, see where the line of scrimmage is. That's all him. But where Alex Smith might have taught him stuff is like, hey, when they do this and the safeties are doing that, this guy's telling you right now where he's going. And then Mahomes sees that, learns that, puts that in his brain. And we know that Patrick Mahomes is a photogenic or photographic memory. He's got that, and Alex Smith helped with that. And so I think there is a lot of credit to that with Alex Smith. I think he's more... Here's a hot take. I think he's more...
I know where you're going with this.
I think he's more important to this Chiefs franchise than Tony Gonzalez ever was.
Yeah, okay, I didn't think you were going there, but no, it's hard to argue that one. I thought you were going to say he may be more important to Patrick Mahomes than Andy Reid. And
I don't know if I can do that.
I don't know that I can do that either, but let me give you an example. You go and meet with Steven, right? And then you come and tell me what Steven said, and then I tell you what the real thing is, right? Like that's what Alex Smith was doing for Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid's telling him all this, and Alex says, hang on a second, let me tell you. Here's the cheat code in all of this, right? Like the old guy in the room that's been there, that gay, like Andy's obviously there's no question about that. But I feel like Alex Smith was the guy who would take Patrick afterwards and go, all right, he's doing all of this, but here's what you really need to know. Here are the most important things of all of that, and kind of making it easier on Alex or on Patrick Mahomes.
No doubt.
He's the only man in history to win a race in a hot dog costume and break national NFL news.
It's Baby Ralphie.
Here's Nate Taylor from ESPN with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. 8:25 on a Thursday, which means none other than the man, not the myth, in the flesh, on the phone, in your ears. Nate Taylor joins us, ESPN's own. Nate, where do you rank Alex Smith's legacy in Kansas City?
This is a great topic. I rank him pretty high. Yeah, I actually rank him pretty high because I don't think, hearing you guys, I completely agree. When it comes to, like, who are the two teammates that matter most to Patrick Mahomes in terms of his growth in his career, it really is Alex Smith and Travis Kelce. And I wish, because I've always said Alex Smith is sort of a Shakespearean character in the entire arc of the Chiefs dynasty. He had to be sacrificed in a lot of manners. I want to remind people that loss to the Tennessee Titans in the wild card round was because Travis Kelce had a concussion and because the defense absolutely collapsed.
And it hit Darrelle Revis directly in the face mask and fell right into Mariota's hand in the worst football call you've ever seen of Derek Johnson's sack.
I mean, that whole game sucked.
Forward progress was stopped. Again, like he had the best season of his career statistically in 2017, and it ends in sort of a, again, very Shakespearean, like, what in the world just happened? But because of all the things he did and because he was, and I think he even says it, he sums it up beautifully in the Kingdom documentary, when he says, look, we signed up to play a team sport. And so he played his role as a teammate to get this team to be in a position to not just respectability, but for them to take it to the next level without him. So he, I know there's been a decent amount of fans that say, and I have asked you guys, like, why isn't Trent Green in the Ring of Honor? And I say, that's a great question. Mm-hmm. And you can ask, or you could say the same thing when it comes to Alex Smith, in terms of, like, what he did and what it means in the overall grand picture to the franchise.
Yeah, and now that he's officially eligible for the Hall of Fame, he could be in the Ring of Honor. You mentioned Trent Green. That is an interesting one. I always believe Carl Peterson needs to be in the Ring of Honor. He saved that franchise here in Kansas City. And the further it goes away, nobody gives that guy credit for literally saving the franchise. I was going through old stuff months ago, and I found an old newspaper article from the Kansas City Star of 2002, and it was written by, I want to say it was Wright Thompson at the time, but he was out in L.A. doing all this, what if the Chiefs were to move to L.A. type of stuff, and that was in 2002. And so I was thinking, like, man, I mean, people don't really give credit nowadays to Carl Peterson, what he did to basically save this franchise here in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's really him and Marty Schottenheimer, right? They are the two. They are the two that say, "Hey, we need to reignite the fan base. We need to have an actual identity as a team. We need something to actually promote and sell to the local customer base." They make the smart decision. I mean, I know the 80s were a certain era of the NFL, and we don't talk about it a ton because of somewhat less glamorous. But like, they were the ones that made the decision on Neil Smith and Derek Thomas, two guys that were pillars for the team to have sustained success in the 90s. So, yeah, I completely agree. I have no issues with Carl Peterson in terms of, again, his role, his impact in the franchise as well. It's unfortunate for him as well in a similar sense that he and Marty got to the playoffs, but obviously never got that Lamar Hunt trophy. But it's when I try to encapsulize everything that's gone on, essentially in my lifetime, which is basically 40 years, you need the 30 years prior to 2018.
You do.
You really do. And I hope people understand that, because it's like, hey, for all the Taylor Swift fans that have come through, for a lot of people that are like, hey, we didn't know the Chiefs were going to be quite this good or be the next thing to the the New England Patriots, and I'm entirely fascinated with the Patriots documentary because there's so many similarities and differences. But you really do need the 30 years of like, hey, this thing was cratering, maybe teetering on irrelevance to all of a sudden now, this stadium's been around for 50 years. There's a lot of contention around whether or not it's going to stay or not. But at the same point in time, you need everything that leads up to why the team is so successful and why the team is memorable.
Mm-hmm. Right. And, Nate, I'm glad that you brought that because we can segue into this massive game that's at 3:25 on Sunday at One Arrowhead Drive. You talk about what makes this team successful. I'm in the belief that with Worthy and Thornton, with the emergence of Thornton with Mahomes and Xavier Worthy, we know that chemistry. I just want to send both those cats deep on the first play and run a play action, because everyone thinks that the Chiefs need to run the ball. The Ravens suck at stopping the run. We saw that on Monday Night Football. It's in their head. They're on the fringe of teetering to a terrible season. The Chiefs are trying to make something new. You got Xavier Worthy. You send him deep. You see which safety takes which side. And then if you want, you run Hollywood underneath and you run Juju or Noah Gray underneath and set the offense up there and kind of start off that way. It's like a pitcher with a fastball at 98 miles an hour, and he comes out and throws you a 79-mile-an-hour eephus pitch.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. Put it in the playbook, man. Put it in the first 15, right? I want to remind the audience, because I think it was a little bit shocking on Monday night to like watch the game between the Ravens and the Lions. But it's pretty clear when you look at it on tape, the Ravens, in a very fast manner, have lost a lot of speed on defense. Mm-hmm. It's Kyle Hamilton and a bunch of dudes. So in terms of the speed, factor, you definitely can use a multitude of ways to get the ball to Xavier Worthy, whether that's, we saw the Chiefs sort of incorporate, hey, the jet sweep kind of came back last week against the Giants. You can run him deep. The legs are an issue. He's been dealing with, trying to figure out how he's going to protect himself with that right shoulder. But Tyquan Thornton's become a real threat. He's someone who can get behind the Ravens secondary as well. So I love the idea of getting under center, presenting the, hey, we watched tape too, and we just noticed that, they just bullied you guys. They just ran right through your face. And so, hey, we might even want to show that on the first play, right? You might want to get under center and just say, hey, we'll run behind Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Kingsley Suamataia, and then set up the play action, or obviously vice versa. But I think the Chiefs should honestly do themselves a favor and use Robert Tonyan, use Noah Gray. Obviously, Travis Kelce's going to be on the field quite a bit. But the fact is you can put two tight ends out there, and the fact that, yes, the Detroit Lions have better running backs, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to disagree with you there. But when the Lions said, hey, we want to run the football and we want two tight ends out there, which means you have to have three linebackers out there, those guys are not fast. And it was weird to see Jahmyr Gibbs just run right through them. And I know the Chiefs are looking for a moment where Isaiah Pacheco could have a breakout or could have something where it starts to click. Well, this is the perfect opponent to run the football, to set up the deep passing attack. And because Xavier Worthy was a full participant yesterday, and he's expected to be a full participant at practice today, everything is trending to him being a decent part of the game plan, right? This isn't a guy that, at least I get the sense so far, like, hey, we can only play him for like 20 snaps. I don't get that sense. I think he could be on the field for maybe half the snaps on Sunday to provide another real explosive threat against this Ravens defense that not only is banged up, but is, again, lost some of its edge, lost some of its speed from what we've seen over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they're definitely not your father's Baltimore Ravens from a defensive standpoint, which is remarkable that they've been able to keep that identity for 30 years on the defensive side and just constantly turn it over. But for me, it's not about the Ravens this week. It's about this offensive line, and it's about Creed, and it's about Trey. I need those guys to play better. What do you think?
It's a great point.
Thank you.
Guys, I think the most shocking thing, beyond just the whoa, they gave up how many points at home in a primetime game when you had 8 days to prepare? The most shocking thing was, okay, the Lions were the team who got more consistent pressure on the quarterback, even though Lamar Jackson, as we all know, is incredibly elusive. Jared Goff is basically a statue, guys. Was not sacked once. So if we already know that Madam Ndike is not playing, their talented nose tackle, defensive tackle, who can generate a pass rush in the middle, this really should be a game where Patrick Mahomes feels more comfortable, has more time in the pocket, can actually survey the field if he has, a plethora of options with Hollywood, Xavier, and Tyquan. This should be a game where, hey, you just played a really good defensive line in the New York Giants. That was the focal point of their defense. Well, the focal point of the Ravens is, hey, can we stay away from Marlon Humphrey? Can we stay away from Kyle Hamilton? And the Lions were able to do that because Jared Goff had all the time in the world to throw the football. So, again, you're seeing incremental progress from the offensive line. Kingsley was not as bad Sunday as he was in Sao Paulo. So if that's going to continue, this should be the game where Patrick Mahomes really can start to open up, start to have a little bit more playmaking, a little more creativity to him, because I just don't think the Ravens have as good a pass rush as the Chiefs have seen the last 2 games between the Eagles and the Giants.
Nate, I want to bring this up real quick because we know there's loyalty with the right tackle and the head coach, and I kind of compared this earlier to a couple you've been around. I mean, we both went to Warrensburg. There's probably a lot of this where he's a really nice guy. He just, when he drinks, he's an ass. It's fine, but he's got his moments, and it's like, Andy said yesterday in the press conference that you're well aware of that. He said, he's done good stuff, but obviously there's some penalties, and I'm going to take care of that. We've heard Matt Nagy call him out. Now Dad's Now Dad's got full attention. What is, in your opinion, what is the storyline? What is the leash? What is the moment? Or are they just going to keep rolling with this guy because they have a trust in him?
This makes me laugh because it's so true. In a sense, like, again, I don't want to promote where you're like, just you gotta leave him. What is he doing? What does he provide? I understand.
You know what I mean by the relationship thing, then.
Yeah, but it's great because you're like, look, man, it could be better. Like sometimes I understand maybe the grass isn't always greener. But, like, look around. Jalen Moore's available. Like that's what your boys are basically saying. Like, come on, man. And you already got her number. So the funny thing is, this was as close as we've seen, and I think since Matt Nagy's return, where he actually played what Eric Bieniemy used to be, which was bad cop, good cop, where it was Eric Bieniemy who would tell you that you stink, that you got to improve, that, I'm going to be on your you-know-what for God knows however long until you get it right. We used to saw Eric Bieniemy do that all the time. And, again, he had a lot of runway because he had the support of Andy Reid. Well, now Matt Nagy's telling us, look, man, it's got to stop. Please, for the love of God, stop with the penalties. And we saw his play actually suffer when he wasn't penalized Sunday. That is what's most concerning, is that, hey, man, you were getting kind of overwhelmed on just traditional, three-step dropbacks for Mahomes, and that can't fly anymore, especially when the team, in terms of the front office, has already invested, Jalen Moore as essentially a $10 million player a year guy, right? Which is borderline starting quality money. What Andy Reid, though, is he is so loyal, guys. I cannot stress enough how loyal this man is, even though we all got eyes. So he's going to do what he has done in the past, which is give the veteran one more chance. Like, I don't think Andy Reid really wants to bench Jawaan Taylor. I really get that sense. I do not want to do this. So I'm going to say everything publicly that I would not say privately.
Yeah.
And so my interpretation is, look, guys, I know you're going to ask me about it, but I've won a Super Bowl with him. I've been to multiple Super Bowls with him. When the play has to reach a certain level, when the money's on the line, Jawaan Taylor can be a very good pass blocker.
I
got eyes.
Yeah.
But I got eyes too, guys. And so I'm just not going to criticize him publicly. I'm not going to put more pressure on him publicly. I am fascinated as to, does Jawaan Taylor respond to the fact that now Andy Reid probably has to say something behind closed doors to get him to understand just how much he's on thin ice.
Well, and I hope he realizes this, and I hope Andy does as well, because we're playing with Jawaan Taylor like we are a team that can overcome mistakes. And at this point in time, the Chiefs aren't a team that can overcome a Harrison Butker missed field goal or a Travis Kelce drop or a Jawaan Taylor penalty. This isn't 2 years ago where, 2nd and 15, forget about it, we're fine. Like, this team does not, as of this point, right, have the ability to overcome those mistakes. That's why these mistakes are so magnified by Taylor and why they have to stop happening.
Correct. And you got a healthy Mahomes, right? You don't want this to get to a point where what happened last year, and I think people forget about it because, hey, they went back to the Super Bowl, which is, again, remarkable. But, guys, he took over 100 hits last season, right, because the offensive line just could not give him consistency at a high level. So this has a cumulative effect. Hey, man, if you're all of a sudden not giving us the play we expect, and you're pushing the ball backwards, and Mahomes is starting to take more hits, which can lead to, obviously, a higher risk of injury, then, yeah, you don't need that. You don't need Harrison Butker all of a sudden missing a field goal or an extra point a game, because this team is right now playing in the 20s. They're not playing in the 30s, right? And so, again, it would be quite concerning if we just saw Baltimore give up a bunch of points to a very talented Detroit Lions team, then have to go on the road 6 days later and you not get close to 30, right? If this game is in the low 20s, I would be concerned, because it's like, well, that means that there are just as much issues with you as there are issues with the Ravens defense. So this team cannot overcome all its mistakes. They were fortunate that the Giants are not good. And hey, you might be fortunate that the Ravens are banged up and are not good either. But at some point, when you get your rematch against the Chargers, when you play the Lions in a couple of weeks, when you see the indomitable Buffalo Bills right now, you're going to have to minimize all those self-inflicting wounds so that we can see what your actual potential is, what's your maximum effort for an offense that, again, has not been healthy yet, but is obviously trending in the right direction with Xavier Worthy expected to come back Sunday.
Well, Nate, we appreciate the time, and we have to give you a joke from the text line because you know what Juwan Taylor's favorite drink is.
Oh, boy.
It is.
Here we go.
It's penalty.
Oh, no.
Okay, well,
no.
Keep doing the Lord's work, Nate. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, fellas.
Take care, man. That is ESPN's Nate Taylor. Coming up on the other side, CFL, NFL. Is there something you can take from the other side? I say no. They might say yes. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Choosing the best doctor for your eyes is one of the most important medical decisions you'll ever make. Whether you're considering blade-free LASIK, all laser cataract surgery, and premium lens implants, or want a world-renowned doctor to help with your glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, or diabetes, trust my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein. Call Silverstein Eye Centers to make an appointment, 816-358-3600. Experience the best eye care in Kansas City.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Football and Fireball is a match made in heaven. And by heaven, of course, we mean Twin Peaks. Head over to your favorite lodge and spice things up next game day with a shot of our favorite cinnamon whiskey. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Tulsa is my home now.
Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone stars in the Paramount Plus original series, Tulsa King.
This distillery is a very interesting business. And we gotta know the enemy.
From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Landman.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! If you think you're gonna take me out, it's gonna be really difficult.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
You're on the list for Macy's Fall VIP Sale. That means you're invited to save big on this season's top designer looks at prices you'll love. Like an extra 30% off Calvin Klein, Steve Madden, Hugo Boss, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty and fragrance from Estee Lauder, Lancome, and so many others. This only happens a few times a year. Don't miss the Fall VIP Sale. Today, only at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Conley Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConleyPlumbingSolutions.com. Heading out of downtown 70, eastbound gets heavy at Brooklyn Avenue, crawls over past 23rd Street. You're down to one lane and through there with construction. Still pretty slow in the Grandview Triangle, 470 westbound. Earlier problem on 435 westbound before 103rd. Built those delays. Conley Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber, is different than a lot of plumbers out there. They don't overpromise and underdeliver. They do what they say they will. So call Conley Plumbing Solutions, 913-768-7676 or visit ConleyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Don't forget, we get to your gambling segment with Alex Gold, the sexiest man in this building. Maybe he can heat this room up with, his fine looks.
That's what I'm thinking, because it's freezing in here. Both you and I are shivering.
Are you cold back there? No, I'm having withdrawals.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm legit shivering right now in here. That's how cold it is.
It's very cold.
Okay, good.
It's extremely cold.
At least it's all together. I even walked outside in the other side of the door here, out of the studio. Freezing in there too.
Got a heat wave coming up.
It's supposed to be in the 80s, though, like in the next couple of days. And
it's crazy. The golf itch has me. I got to go play after the show today.
You should. Yeah, absolutely. Get out there, pretend you're in at Bethpage Black, and go out there and just dominate the course.
Shoot 94.
Do you ever do that? Pretend like you're on another course and just kind of let your mind wander a little bit out there? I would. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to Augusta now. Just got to have fun with it. Yeah,
obviously you have that one golfer. It's like, man, these greens are faster than Augusta.
Okay.
Hey, shut up, Daryl.
That's a Daryl comment right there.
Yeah. Or you go to line your ball.
It's a Gary Myers take.
Yeah.
Yes.
This isn't Bethpage. Clearly not. I'm like, yes, we're in the Midwest. No, but there's always that one guy that you tee off with, and I have a rule that he has to add a stroke on that hole if he does it, where you tee your ball up and maybe you line it up with the club and absolutely accidentally touch the ball very faintly and knocks the ball off, and there's that one guy. That's one.
Oh, that guy sucks.
Add it to your scorecard, Kyle.
Yeah, no, that guy sucks too.
Kyle, you now are negative. You have one added to your stroke. You better par this hole. That's one.
Yeah, that guy sucks. Like that, and he thinks he's funny.
He's not.
He's definitely not.
The CFL is going to shrink its lamb fries. I'm sorry, field goals from 110 yards to 100. Among
I hate
other.
this.
Why?
Because you're making the field smaller, and it's going to take away, I think, the explosiveness that you're able to have in the CFL.
There's a lot of shrinkage in the CFL.
There is. Now, I like the wide field. It's 63 as opposed to 52, or 62 as opposed to 53 or something, whatever the hell it is. I like the wideness of the field. That's what separated them. They're trying to be the NFL, and the reason they're doing this, they said, more social media exposure and excitement and highlights. More clips. They sound like Adam Silver.
Well,
exactly.
Wasn't there the dumbest rule in sports where you could win a game on a missed field goal?
You can. It's called a ruse.
They got rid of that.
Yeah. Yep. Which Binkley was beside himself yesterday.
Seriously?
Because I did send him that, and he responded, no.
Well, it does say this. Traditionalists will not like the changes. Players already don't, per the Post. BC Lions, quarterback Nathan Rourke called the tweaks garbage, and he claimed that the players and coaches weren't consulted. Quote from Johnston: "We understand the passion of our fans," Johnson said, "but I've also heard passion of your fans. But I've also heard, as have gone market to market, that a lot of our fans are yearning for some change. I truly believe this is going to elevate our game as people think about it and what we're trying to achieve. I believe we're going to have a really good reception.
Have you ever watched a CFL game on Thursday nights?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Mac, have you ever watched a CFL game on Thursday? I have. No, I put them on because like it's July or something like that.
I
That's
have
when
not
they
watched
start their
more than
season.
60 seconds of a CFL XFL game combined.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fair.
I don't watch the other stuff.
No.
The CFL's always just intrigued me. It's just always got because it's different. The XFL is just stupid. I mean, that's
never good. Remember The Rock came out and did like a promo?
Oh, it was awful, and he hated me.
Should've known.
I mean, it was terrible, right? I mean, it's
I do know that guy's name is Rod Smart because he played for the Carolina Panthers.
right. He played for the Panthers, right? But that's all you really remember from that crap league.
XFL.
And now it's just a bunch of future and former bartenders and bouncers that are out there playing against each other.
God.
But I've always kind of just been intrigued by the CFL. So my point is, I look at the crowd. There's nobody in the stands at these games, right? Do you get that same takeaway?
100%.
Very, very lowly attended games.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, because it's their sport, though. It's their team. They don't have the NFL. They don't have big
hockey.
They do, but this
Not
is
during season.
Yeah, it's not during the hockey season. But the games are never that crowded.
Preseason hockey starts next week, man.
Yeah, fall puck. Don't get me started on fall puck and how much uselessness you take from that.
Puck around and find out in the fall,
right,
baby.
yeah. Hockey season starts after the first of the year. Okay, well, same with basketball.
Let's go New Jersey Devils,
That's
baby.
great. I'll talk to you after the first of the year, but I'll
Okay.
be watching. I got the box. But
that box.
I got to talk to you about the box later.
Okay. So I just think like you're drastically changing the game. Imagine if the NFL shrunk their field 10 yards and it was only 90 yards now. How drastically different that would be. And they're also taking their 20-yard end zones, which I absolutely love, and they're making them 15 yards instead of the 20. That changes. Do you know how much better the Chiefs would be on offense over those years if we had a 20-yard end zone?
Oh, my God.
You thought 50 and 5,000 was a lot for Patrick Mahomes. You're probably talking between 60 and 70 touchdown passes that year if those end zones are 20 yards long. Now, the problem was the goalpost was in the middle of that end zone, so you had to navigate around that. But even still, you still had 10 more yards. Though, like we talk about it all the time, from the 20 in, it's so hard. If that end zone is a little bit wider, man, you got better opportunity to score a touchdown. So I understand that the CFL is trying to change some things to be closer to the NFL, but changing the things that separated you and I thought really made your game unique is not the way to go about doing it. It changes everything.
It's like Aldi's going to change their ways to Walmart. It's like, well, we used to be different. We had all this.
Yeah.
No, we're actually going to have
Don't
cashiers now with plastic sacks, and they're going to bag it for you. You don't even need a quarter anymore to get a cart.
Yeah.
So when that old guy goes, hey, here you go, you're like, get away from me, Frank. I'm trying to give you a free cart. I've never been here before.
Yeah.
True story from me.
Oh, really? You're like, what are
his
you
name
doing?
His name wasn't Frank, but I'd never been to Aldi before. Lived on my own out of
yeah.
college. Was like, oh, I'm going to go to Aldi. Everybody tells me to go there. Guy comes up, he goes, would you like this quarter? I was like, no, I wouldn't. What am I going to buy? Gum? And then I went in there. I was like, gosh, I'm an ass. I didn't, because I went to get the card. I'm like, and somebody goes, first time, here's a quarter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
We had those as a kid when I was pushing carts at the grocery store back in the early 90s. We had the quarter carts. And so, because it's got to the point where people just, they don't respect it. You know,
We had like three
crowd.
shopping carts in the room behind Matt.
I know.
I was like, how did these get here?
Where do shopping carts come from? How do they end up in this building?
It's insane.
Who's stealing the shopping carts? Some of them have like devices now where you can't get them out of the parking lot. If you try to, like if you're homeless and you're looking for a new shopping cart, you can't push them out of the parking lots anymore. They've got devices on them that shut them down.
Or you can pay while you're shopping on them. They've got like touch screens. Put your card in the shopping cart.
I have
not seen this.
I have not seen that one.
Oh yeah, that's
really?
happening. Yeah, they're debuting that at a couple stores near me.
I'm out on that. I don't work for the store.
Nope, I haven't done it.
It takes away jobs. I'm not your employee. I'm coming here to shop. Give me the service. That's why I hate the self-checkouts at like Target. They got one guy working in lines all over the place. And then they don't open the other registers.
And then I've got 82-year-old Glinda in the aisle.
I
don't know how to check this out. It's like, well, yeah, she doesn't know how to check this out. She shouldn't know.
Right.
Just help her.
Right.
Do it.
You should actually have registers open.
Yes.
We're not store employees.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sad. I don't think Glinda did anything wrong.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. I feel
okay.
sorry for Glinda.
Yeah. Glinda the Boomer.
The BBL Stinky Lions could have Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback because he's not done
BBL
yet.
Stinky.
That's right.
Who did you say?
BBL.
The BC Lions?
BBW Lions? I don't know,
You
man.
can see Russell Wilson
Something
going and
like
playing
that.
in Canada to try to continue this thing, right?
The BBC Lions.
The BBC Lions.
British Broadcasting Channel? What? He's short of breath back there? Hey, Mahomes.
Could you see Russell Wilson playing in Canada one year?
Absolutely.
I can't see any NFL player doing that, but I can see that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Russ.
Let's Rough Riders.
Yeah, let's go. Let's Rough Ride, BBC.
Yeah, who are the Rough Riders? They're a team up there. That's where he has to go.
They were made by DMX.
Let's go, Rough Riders.
Let's do it.
Stop, drop, open up shop. Let's ride. Who's having sex with Jerry Jones? Russell Wilson. Coming up next, I think he's going to play. I'm 100% going to say that. We'll talk about it here on 96.5 The Fan. You're on for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Leo Chanel, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, you can get better fast with all of that pain, right? You got the joint pain, the knee pain, the back pain, the hip pain. You're tired of pain, and you're tired of trying to figure out ways to get rid of all of that pain. Well, the answer for you is QC Kinetics. They're going to flip the script. They use regenerative medicine, which is advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Not cover it up or cut it out, but actually help heal and restore. And the results are simple. And they're wonderful. It's long-term, lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, plan it around life. Plan it around doing what you want to do, not what you think you can do because you're being slowed down by knee pain or back pain or shoulder pain or any of that. QC Kinetics has no surgery, no drugs, no long-term recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. So grab those MRIs and x-rays, and they'll make sure you're a great candidate. Your first consultation's free, so there's no reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics now at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. Appointments available on Saturday with QC Kinetics.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Here we go.
This week, it's a must-see matchup as Lamar and the Ravens visit Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Oh, my goodness.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
Tired of paying big city prices? Head to New Century Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and Payola, where honest, good people are ready to help you save. No fancy city overhead, just real savings. Looking for a new Ram, Jeep, or Dodge, or maybe a quality used vehicle? Their selection is online and ready to browse. And the best part? New Century is only a 20-minute drive south of this city, and you can save thousands just by coming down. New Century Ram, Jeep, Dodge. Remember, you'll always pay less in Payola, and always deal with good people you can trust.
The John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/GatorXUV.
Let's go.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading out of downtown, 70 eastbound, still very heavy from Brooklyn Avenue over to 23rd Street, down to one lane and through there with construction. Kansas side, 435 eastbound, getting heavy at 69 Highway. Stay slow over to Metcalf. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
What's up, Kansas City? It's Nick Bolton. Tune in on game days to hear the play-by-play with Mitch, Danon, and Clean on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Somebody says 25 cents for a shopping cart is the best deal at Aldi. You can easily get double that amount on a real resale market. Oh, boy.
I'll give you 50 cents for that cart.
Yeah. So anyways, coming up in a little bit, we'll have Alex Gold. There's a Thursday night football game tonight. I think I kind of like Seattle tonight. You guys like Seattle over Arizona? Did you see Arizona's field and uniforms?
No.
Go ahead and check them out.
Why? Are they really good?
Yeah, they're like the throwback Phoenix. And the Cardinal in midfield is like old school. The touchdowns like the Arizona sunset, like the classic Arizona flag.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great, man. It is.
Why
awesome.
do we love everything retro? Seriously, has there ever been like something put out retro where we all didn't just go, man, that's awesome? I'm trying
rare.
It's very rare, right? Like I'm trying to even
Steelers,
think.
those B uniforms.
Those B uniforms were stupid.
That's like super retro, though.
Yeah.
Green Bay's. I don't like that the Green Bay Detroit uniforms that they wear sometimes on Thanksgiving with like the what is it, the foggy pants, the gray, and like the whatever
the blue jerseys. Yeah. Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's.
No, these look great.
Yeah, it's great.
That field looks cool.
Because
I haven't seen the uniforms yet.
The NBA released their retro uniforms. Minnesota's going back to the trees on the uniforms.
Yeah.
Waiting for the Charlotte Hornets to come out of retirement. The Magic, we saw theirs. Zion Williamson retro to 17. He's like 180 pounds.
Dude, he looks
Props
amazing.
to him.
I'm so excited for him. That's going to be awesome.
He's slimmed down.
Have you seen those pictures, Bob?
No, I'm stunned. Like
it's amazing.
He's got to be on Ozempic, right?
I don't know.
I think he figured out something that works for him, man.
Like actually working out?
He's talked about it, working out and eating better. And
I didn't recognize him yesterday. As a fat guy in hiding, like I applaud him. I know how hard that is to do what he did. So I'm like, you want to talk about somebody who's rooting for Zion Williamson right now? That's me, because I know how hard it is to do what he had to do to change his body, to get into better shape. And, I did it just to live. He's doing it to make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's tough for him. Personal chef.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Hard,
Gym.
But you have to put the work effort
100%,
in.
100%.
You can have all of that at your disposal, but if you're some just lazy slob, you're not going to get it done. He had to actually, and putting in that where he's probably working at that 8 hours a day during the off
100%.
too. So.
He said it's the first time he's walked into a basketball gym since freshman year of college that he's felt confident, this good in himself.
He should. He looks fantastic.
He looks great.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks like a totally different player, man.
I'm excited about him.
No doubt. Also, the Philadelphia 76ers went back to the AI uniforms, and their court's even the same. So it's hopefully the step over again. Tyronn Lue. Shout out Raytown. Anyways, shout out to Xavier Worthy. 100%, 100%. He'll be there Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fair point. How they use him, when they use him, how it affects the Baltimore defense. And we talked to Nate Taylor about it as well. Again, I've been on this. I truly believe this. Send him and Thornton just, and let somebody cheat one way or the other and then figure it out. I think that this week is different than last week, right? Last week, that defensive line was the focal point of the Giants. This week, that defensive line is the focal point, but not for the same reasons. It is very banged up and injured. Their nose tackle is out. Nate Taylor told us about that. Kyle Van Noy, I don't know if he's playing or not. I haven't really seen or heard anything on the injury report. I don't think he practiced yesterday. It's a short week. He missed last week.
Yeah, I don't think Karen's playing this week. Right?
That's a big plus. And
huge.
I think this is one of those games. Now, again, it all goes back to the leaning on, can Juwan Taylor hold that block? Can he not be penalized? Because I will lose my effing mind if they run that play with those two guys going deep down the field and they hit one of them, and all of a sudden it's like holding 74. That might get Andy.
I would say if that happens, then if you're Andy Reid, you grandstand this thing and you go back to the huddle. And then you send in the sub, and you make him leave the huddle and walk off the field for 76,000 people to boo his ass.
The walk of shame?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well,
they may cheer.
Scary.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Do you boo or do you applaud if they pull Juwan Taylor out of the game?
They will applaud.
Yeah,
they'll applaud.
I think they will.
They'll go from boo to
And I think you're right. It's one big play, that mistake.
Especially if you give people in Kansas City a taste of something that they are pining to have again, which is that deep ball, and you have two options to do it without.
It ain't the only fans pining for that too. So
exactly.
I know the coaches are. So if that happens and there's a deep pass and it's holding number 74, I would absolutely make him be embarrassed, and I would absolutely huddle that team up and then take him out all by himself when nothing else is going on, even if it is third. Down.
Yes, exactly.
I don't care what down it is. You have to make an example of him this weekend because I think it would be good for everybody to see that. Players, other coaches, fans, commentators around the league, whoever the case may be. Yeah, if there's a big play called back because of him on a penalty, I am absolutely embarrassing him and pulling him out of the game when nobody else, like, you're not doing it when the other shifts are going on. You're doing it all by himself.
At this point, I would take worse blocking than the penalties, right? If Jalen Moore was like worse blocking, but he didn't get penalties, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because at least Mahomes can step up in that little spot that gets blown up by the DN and then release. Because we saw the Thornton play in New York. He ran out to the side and then just said, F it, and threw that sucker down there.
I mean, we're talking more about the catch on that play than the throw that Mahomes had on that play. That was a sidearm throw from shortstop across the diamond type throw.
From the 660, they aren't making an example of him. Seriously, get over it. No, they will, because now this will be week 4, where every single week we have seemingly heard number 74 for some sort of, false start or a holding, and it's always on a crucial play.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to open up that play with those guys streaking down the field for a Hail Mary type of pass, so we know Mahomes can collectively throw, which he did to Thornton in that Giants game, then we're going to see somebody get absolutely walking the plank to go off the field. Like, that's just, we've heard Matt Nagy. It's got to get better. It's got to stop. Okay. Had a decent game the next one after.
We saw the tight end meltdown on the sidelines last week, and I do believe it was 100% because of the Juwan Taylor penalties.
And
I believe you.
And like the other thing too, I'm starting to. And then the other part about that is when now Andy Reid, and again, I'll play the audio for you that Andy Reid had yesterday about Juwan Taylor when he was brought up about it in the press conference, because he does say, he's like, look, there are things that has happened, like I'm aware of them. I like what he does. He's a good player, but on the other side of it, I'm made aware of those things, and I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk to him. So this is what Andy Reid had
from Xavier.
That's Xavier. I'll play that again a little bit. Here's the confidence he has in Juwan Taylor.
When he doesn't have the penalties, his percentage has been good. So he you could argue one of the better tackles in his pass protection game. So. I'm conscious of that, and then I'll take care of it from there.
So you fill in the blank. I'm conscious of that. And that's almost like when your dad says, I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed. Please be mad at me. Please don't say the disappointed line. That is, I'm conscious of his mistakes, and I'll make a point of it.
Or it's like you're a parent, you go to the parent-teacher conference, and they say, like, some good things about your kid, and then they have this one bad thing, and you look at the teacher, you go, I'll handle that at home.
Yeah, the grades are great. She's doing really well with her grades, but man, she's just a disruption in the class.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's got A's, but you know what? She's causing a rift in the classroom that's, affecting other students.
Other students and affecting me as the teacher and all this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not going to embarrass her in class because that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this behind closed doors. I'm going to tell, the parents and all this kind of stuff, and hopefully we can rectify it. And I think that's where Andy Reid is now. We're the teacher, and Andy Reid is the parent in all of this. And we're telling the parent, hey, man, your guy's messing up. And he's like, I know. I know he's messing up, but he's really, really good at this stuff. But I know he does a few things that I don't like. I'll handle that. And so this is the week where Andy can handle that. And I guarantee you there have been come to Jesus meetings with Juwan Taylor, from Andy Reid to Andy Heck to Matt Nagy. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are now involved in this as well. And they're saying to this guy, look, dude, We don't have the ability right now to overcome your mistakes. It's hard for us to win right now because we don't have our top 2 wide receivers. We can't have you making mistakes because you're making it harder on all of us to win. And if you don't do something better, you're done. And we're going to pull you out of the game. Go out there this week. We gave you the first quarter of the season. You've been a disaster in all 3 of them so far. Let's see what you do in this one. This is your last chance. Because now I think all the powers that be are in there. And I don't want to say this out loud, but I will. Because if I was Clark Hunt, I'd call Andy Reid and go, get him out of the lineup. But a good owner doesn't do that kind of stuff.
No doubt about it. Coming up on the other side, we'll get to the Golden Locks here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Josh Simmons, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers are doing some great things for everybody in the community, but more importantly, helping people find that perfect job, right? Maybe you've graduated high school or college and you're like, I just don't know what I want to do. I love working with my hands. I love doing all this kind of stuff. I love building. Well, the Sheet Metal Workers Union may be just for you because their pre-apprenticeship program starts at $24.55 an hour and increases to $27.27 an hour after just 3 months, and you're going to get family health coverage at no cost to the employee. And then the first-year apprenticeship program begins, and you're going to start at $30 per hour. All of that is awesome, right? Now, what do the sheet metal workers do? Well, they do industrial sheet metal. They do all kinds of stuff with, the top of Bartle Hall. They built all those, designs on top of Bartle Hall. They built the Kauffman Performing Arts Center, the big crown at Kauffman Stadium. They do HVAC service and repair, all kinds of great stuff. So check them out now at sheetmetal2.org because Smart Local 2 welcomes everyone from seasoned professionals to those with no experience. And they offer career training, job security, and a path to advancement, all while providing those tools and support you need to have success. So check them out now at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org.
Shopping for a new Ford? Go where it's easy. Rob Sight Ford. Non-commissioned staff, huge trade-in values, and Kansas City's top-rated Ford dealer. Rob Sight Ford. ROBSIGHT.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Brian from The Commercial Break, the mediocre comedy podcast where my best friend Chrissy and I attempt to make sense of the world. We talk about the absurd, the ridiculous, and the stuff no one asked for, like internet weirdos, pickup artists, and why everyone is obsessed with crystals and colonics. It's all got to stop. The show is free, it's frequent, and it's probably not for everyone. You can go to tcbpodcast.com, subscribe at youtube.com/The Commercial Break, or check out the show wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you on the next commercial break, and best to you.
Thank you, KC, for voting Century Roofing the best roofing company in the Metro in the Stars 2025 KC Favorites competition. After 35 years, we're giving back to you by extending our free material upgrade sale through the end of the year. Get a free upgrade to impact-resistant shingles with any roof replacement for better protection and possible insurance savings. Trust the best, Century Roofing. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com for your free estimate today.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Century Roofing, we've got you covered, KC.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Today, expect patchy fog in the morning followed by sunny skies with a high of 78.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
Hey guys, did you know that September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, which makes it the perfect time to get screened? The 5-year survival rate is nearly 100% when caught early. Men over 50 or 45 if African American or with a family history should talk to their doctor about screening. Here's why screenings are important. PSA blood tests are quick and simple. Screenings can detect prostate cancer before symptoms appear. Early detection means more treatment options and better outcomes. Some prostate cancers grow slowly, others are aggressive, so early detection is vital. Prostate cancer is the second deadliest cancer for men, but when caught early, the survival rate is nearly 100%. Don't wait. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. It's time for Golden Locks with Alex Gold.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this thing. It's simply too good.
Gold, are you familiar with the eggplant emoji?
You are familiar with the eggplant emoji, right?
Yeah, it's my microphone. I got both of them on. There it
is.
Did you hear about Bob's mom using the eggplant emoji?
No, I heard you talking about the British Broadcast Company earlier,
dude.
though.
Yeah, the BBC.
For sure.
Yeah.
My mother was telling me about this lasagna or this eggplant that they have at Costco.
Okay.
You got to get this egg. Okay, fine, whatever. So they had eye surgery, cataract surgery at the same time, both of them, right? Took a bus to get the cataract surgery.
Okay.
And then had a friend take them home, and they're
All right.
walking around like pirates.
Uh-huh.
And so
These are your grandparents.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your grandma and grandpa for you. And so have you checked in on them yet? Make
I haven't
sure
talked to
they're
them.
okay?
Grandma's using the eggplant emoji.
They didn't tell me they were having surgery.
Right, yeah. So they really didn't tell us either. They just go, we're going for surgery today. Okay, fine. Make me a reservation at a hotel. Fine. Let's do our thing. And so my mother, like 2 days prior, was like, you got to get this Ray Ow's eggplant from Costco. It's really good. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm going to get the eggplant. And so yesterday to the family text, she says, did you get the eggplant with the eggplant emoji?
Did you get the
eggplant?
Yeah,
right? My sister immediately in a private message says to me, she goes, Mom just asked if you got effed. I said, yes, I know. And so
What did you respond back with?
I just put the ha on top, and my sister put the crying emoji, right?
That's so good.
And so then my mother goes, well, why is that funny? And that's when my wife took over from there.
That's so
It's
good.
like, you got to understand here.
What are the odds on Gam using an eggplant emoji?
I was going to say
plus 10,000?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, what would you do if your mother texted you and said, have you gotten the eggplant? With the emoji.
I think like
we go to Vegas in December, Mom.
Yeah, I think I would say, do you know even what you're texting?
No.
And then I probably would text my sisters and be like, hey, do you see what Mom just texted?
Yeah,
we're on it.
And, like you,
My
call
sister
her and
was on it
explain.
before I could even text my sister because I was laughing hysterically. I looked down and there's my sister going, Mom just asked if you got effed. I go, yes, I did.
And then she sends that emoji, and then who do you think Bob's first person that comes into his mind is?
I don't.
Yours truly.
Yeah, Dusty, because he loves the eggplant emoji.
Yeah.
Said it a lot.
And man, so, I mean, it's just like, I'm just so funny because, 75 years old, they don't know the emoji world.
No. At least she's trying to use it,
Yes, exactly. Right.
Insane odds to do that. So let's dive into the most important game of the weekend, I think, which is Baltimore, Kansas City, a battle of 1 and 2 teams. Baltimore still hanging 2.5. Mahomes is underdog, and the number isn't great.
Yeah, here we go again. This is now 2 in a row this year at home that the Chiefs are underdogs. We went through this a couple weeks ago as an underdog. Patrick Mahomes, he's now lost 3 in a row, though, against the spread. And so you can say, like, all right, take advantage of the points and everything like that. But the last 3 times, it obviously hasn't boded well for the Chiefs and for Mahomes. Now, in general, Mahomes still, remember, as an underdog, he's 11-5 outright. So he's got a positive record there. He's 12-3-1 against the spread in those spots. And I know you guys have been talking about the game all week, and I don't get why nationally the teams that are both 1 and 2, that both have one side of the ball that's a problem and all this, and yet you would think that the Chiefs are in way worse a spot than Baltimore, and I think it's because of betting, and I think it's because of fantasy football. People see a team that's scoring and all this, and that's fun. People like points and all, and so you in the NFL in 2025, when it's all about scoring, we think, well, that team must just be better, and I don't think that's true. I think Baltimore's in just as big of a funk as Kansas City.
If not worse, with their defense being the way that it is.
They don't really have reinforcements coming. At least the Chiefs, for now, we can hold out hope and say, well, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, let's see what this offense is, and it likely gets better, and we'll find out how much
he's
better.
On the Ravens.
Yeah, he's on the IR, actually, and so he'll wear white shoes on the sideline this year, I think, but I'm not sure. I do like Kansas City to win this game outright and cover the 2.5.
Let's have a legit conversation, though. You guys are more into the gambling and the lines and all this stuff than I am, so I always turn it over to you guys. What are we missing here as to why the Ravens are this 2.5-point favorite? Because Vegas usually knows more than we do, right? And so it always kind of makes me go, what do they know that I don't know in this one? So can you explain that?
Well, a couple of things. My assumption, too, is that they will look at Baltimore and say that, the opponents that they have played, while the Chiefs have played the Eagles and the Chargers, they'll say, well, their defense is struggled, but it's been against 2 of the better offenses of the last 2 years, Buffalo and Detroit, who clearly their offense is back. All the concern after week 1 looks silly now.
Right,
and their offense is just fine without Ben Johnson. So I think it's some of that. It's the opponents, and you can maybe explain away how their defense has performed, although I would point to the Cleveland game and still say, defensively, until the final quarter, that was a very close football game, and I thought the Browns had a chance to make that way more competitive. Joe Flacco started throwing interceptions, and it kind of changed the way the game was going. So, yeah, I mean, look, the reality is in the short term, the Chiefs are just trying to survive a little bit. I remember these are lines based off of right now, not what we think the team is going to be in 5 weeks or 4 weeks. And so right now they're vulnerable. But, I think the Ravens are vulnerable as well. It makes you wonder, because if this game was on the road, it's not the 3-point thing like it was in the past. Basically, Baltimore would be a 3.5-point favorite or 4-point favorite, because you don't get 3 points anymore for being the home team. It's like 1 point something.
Oh, really?
But they're 2.5-point favorites on the road, so they'd be 3.5, 4-point favorites at home for a game in Baltimore right now if they were playing. That's what we're finding out.
Derrick Henry's interesting.
Yeah.
I saw his, because there's no Chiefs props on DraftKings. I'm sure, because obviously we've got to figure out who's going to play. And we think we can all agree. We've said 100% Worthy's playing in this game.
I would be stunned at this point. I thought he was going to play last week, in fairness.
You leave a little room, see 90% he plays. Yeah. But Derrick Henry's interesting. His over-under rushing yards, 80.5. We know that Spags doesn't give up rushing yards, but it's Derrick Henry, who also has a little bit of a niche in his swing, 3 straight games with a fumble. So I don't know if I like the 80.5 on Derrick Henry in this game.
2 of the last 3 times Derrick Henry's played the Chiefs with Spags, one of them, of course, is his days with Tennessee in the playoff game. He's been held under 100 yards. 13 carries for 46 last time out, as you referenced, Dusty. I think they will have another good game plan against Derrick Henry. He doesn't run well against them.
And
I don't know if he's
away from it early. Like, he might have 10 yards in his first 2 carries, and all of a sudden you're like, where's Derrick Henry?
So Andy went and called plays, I guess, over there.
I think, Derrick Henry will doesn't mean he won't score a touchdown. I don't think he's going to have over 100 yards, and I don't know if he'll fumble for a fourth straight game. That'd be pretty wild at this point. But, I feel pretty confident in the defense going into this game. We've seen Steve Spagnuolo game plan. Lamar Jackson's going to get his. He's that special of a player. I'm really more concerned about the tight ends in this particular matchup with Mark Andrews. I know likely he's not going to play, but Mark Andrews, if you guys go back to last year when we watched this defense, and plenty of times we would say, all right, are they basically saying we'll allow the tight end to if that's who's going to beat us, that's who's going to beat us. And this year, they haven't faced really any legitimate tight ends. Dallas Goedert was hurt in week 2. Last week, do you even know the name of the Giants tight end? I only know because of fantasy football. But other than that, nobody knows his name. Theo Johnson or something. Week 1, Will Dissly.
Right.
All right, so they haven't played a legitimate tight end. Mark Andrews, I know he's older. He's legit. He got off to a slow start in week 1 and 2. He's coming off a very nice game this past week. I think that'll be the area if you're asking for prop bets. Mark Andrews, the numbers are not out yet, but I would take the over on Mark Andrews. Doesn't mean that that's what will beat you, which is why I think the Chiefs are fine with letting Mark Andrews go. And so I think there's some opportunity to bet the over on Mark Andrews. I feel more confident in that particular prop.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, too, to continue to talk about this team being an underdog to a team whose best defensive tackle is out indefinitely.
It's huge, yeah.
Karen Van Noy's probably not going to play. Their whole defensive line is a mess at this point in time. The Chiefs are at home. It's Patrick Mahomes plus Andy Reid versus Lamar and Harbaugh. That's why I'm really having a tough time with this one. Saying, are you telling me that Lamar and Harbaugh are better at Arrowhead than Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes?
Well, it's the style of game, too. I don't know how you guys view it. It does feel like it's one of these that we've said before where if the game is in the 30s, I don't like the Chiefs' chances there, but I think the Chiefs' defense is good enough to prevent it from getting into the 30s. If you said the final score is 34-31, my guess is the Ravens win this football game. If you tell me it's 27-24, 24-21, I think the Chiefs win. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I view the game script, if you will, of how it needs to play out in the Chiefs' favor. I was just on in Baltimore before I hopped on with you guys, and they're all picking the Chiefs to win this game. I don't know how that makes anybody feel in Kansas City, but they don't. They're very down on their football team as well right now.
Well,
they didn't think they'd be 1-2.
Yeah, they should be down on their football team. We shouldn't be down on ours because we're getting these reinforcements back. You've got a 30-year plan in Baltimore that all of a sudden isn't doing what you've been used to for the last 30 years. And it's like, that thread you pull and all of a sudden your whole sweater's gone. I feel like that's where they are right now on that defensive side of the ball. That's why it's imperative that the Chiefs come out hot and they strike early on this one and they just keep going at Baltimore because they will eventually give up because they don't believe in themselves right now.
And I feel like now it won't be 7 sacks again, okay? Lamar's not going to get sacked 7 times, but if you're Spags, you're probably saying there's some opportunities for us to get after Lamar Jackson a little bit. I know you always have to be careful about blitzing Lamar because he gets to the outside, of course, then you can go run for 40 yards or whatever. But they're going to have some opportunities for a team that hasn't done a great job of getting pressure on the quarterback with their front four, that being Kansas City. What Detroit did, as good as Aiden Hutchinson is, he's awesome. He might be the Defensive Player of the Year this season. I think
comeback Player of the Year.
Both.
Can't win both.
Yeah,
so
you
absolutely.
might be both, Dusty.
Christian McCaffrey come back and,
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who else. Dak Prescott was up there.
I saw they were talking about Daniel Jones for comeback Player of the Year. What is he coming back from? Suckitude?
That's the same thing. I'm with you. That's the same thing as this Joe Flacco winning comeback Player of the Year 2 years ago. Remember, he came off the couch and then played great for 6 weeks and won it, and there was a lot of debate about that. The Associated Press even tried to change their guidelines. So it's voted on by humans, so they can't prove to me. You can't prove that I voted because of this, but they're encouraging people not to factor in what you're saying, which is coming back from just being a bad quarterback. It needs to be injury or overcoming something, not just overcoming being bad. But you can put those guidelines in, but if somebody wants to vote that way, you can't prove that's why they voted for a player. So it's tricky. To me, Daniel Jones should not be eligible for comeback Player of the Year, but
he has the second best odds.
But there you go.
I know, but he's not coming back from injury. He's coming back from just being bad.
And it worked for Flacco a couple years ago.
It's McCaffrey, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, and Nick Chubb. Those are your top 6.
Yeah, I think Aiden Hutchinson has a great chance.
Yeah.
Got a great chance to win it.
There's a good one tonight, at least in my opinion. 2-1 teams in the West. It's Seattle, it's Arizona. Seattle's getting 1.5 in Arizona. You like Seattle? I like Seattle.
Yeah, I do. I know it's a short week, and they're the road team. Typically, these are dangerous spots because of the travel and everything. But the Cardinals thinking
of
injuries.
Is that still a thing in the NFL?
Is. I haven't tracked it this year. There's only been 3 Thursday night games. I guess we could go look back and figure this out.
Actually, there's only been 2 Thursday night games.
The kickoff game, does that count?
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Okay.
All
right, so 2. Yeah. So the Bills-Dolphins game was 1.
Bills won by 10.
And then who was last week? My goodness.
Last week?
It was
Buffalo
Was it
was
Bucks
Bills
Texans?
No, last week was Bills Dolphins.
Yeah, Bills Dolphins was last week.
Commanders played somebody on Thursday night early in week.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah,
week 2.
Who the heck? Anyway, whatever. I think it is still a thing. We'll have to see as the season goes on. But the Cardinals are banged up. Their defense already 23rd in total yards allowed, 30th in passing yards, and now they've got 2 guys in their secondary that are banged up. Jackson Smith and Jigba might be one of the more underrated wide receivers right now. He's got the second most catches in football. I think he's got the 4th most yardage in football right now. So Darnold and Jigba have really connected to this point in time. Darnold's playing well. They were able to run the football, even if Charbonnet's banged up, but Kenneth Walker is there. So I like Seattle minus 1.5. Kyler Murray, now he's been hurt through some of these. He has not won against Seattle since 2020. So it's been a bit. He is 2-8
twice a year.
Twice a year. Now he's been hurt, but still, he's 2-8 straight up, and he's 3-7 against the spread. I do like Seattle. I just think they're the better football team. I think Arizona goes through these stretches quite a bit throughout their time. Kyler Murray will look good for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden they'll tail off. They also haven't really beat anybody to this point in time. And it's early in the year, but I like Seattle minus 1.5 quite a bit. If we were in our Circa Millions, if we were allowed to pick Thursday night games, this would be one that I would be voting for. We went 5-0 last week, Bob. We needed it. We needed it.
Green Bay versus Washington.
Green Bay, Washington.
That's right.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this though, kind of an off the wall Thursday night question. With as much criticism as Marvin Harrison Jr. has been getting this week,
That's your guy.
I know it is. Is this a sneaky take the over, like he may break out type of game? Do you look at things like that when you're deciding what you want to do with over unders?
Well, I do like
Bride, 8 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
He's a very good tight end. He finally got in the end zone too. That was the whole thing last year. He couldn't.
Yeah.
He came on with you guys, didn't he, during Radio Row? Sam Darnold over 233.5 passing yards. So that is an over I like. I'll be honest, I haven't looked on the flip side for Marvin Harrison, what his number is. So let's see. Marvin Harrison.
I'm more interested in the off the field game translating to the way guys play on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like Jawan Taylor this week. I know there's no over under, but he's been off criticized.
Yeah.
Okay, will he step up his game because he hears that? Like the same with
I think
Marvin Harrison Jr.
It depends on the player. Like obviously we don't. I've never talked to Marvin Harrison Jr. in my life, so I have no idea what his makeup of it. I truly think it's probably dependent on how some players handle it. I mean, Tyquan Thornton was at the podium yesterday, and he was talking a lot about the criticism he had in New England and how he stayed off Twitter for 3 years, I guess, and he finally tweeted, and he's like, basically advice for young people, whether you're an athlete or not, basically like when things aren't going well, just stay off of social media.
Stay off it in general.
Yeah, and stay off it in general. And so I guess what I'm saying is like for some people, that's their mentality. For others, they can't help it. They stay on and they just keep tweeting and whatever, right? And so I don't know how Marvin Harrison Jr. handles that, but his over-under is 47.5, which seems like a low number.
I think that seems like a high number, quite honestly, with the way that he's been playing this year and dropping every pass and not playing good. I thought that was a pretty high number, but
look, it's not one that I'm betting. He definitely has been disappointing. I mean, we all talked about him for 2 years ago or whatever. Like everybody wanted him in Kansas City. I know you wanted the Chiefs to trade their entire draft. I think.
No, I didn't say that.
No.
I would have traded my number 1 overall pick for him. But.
Thursday Night Football, I'll be watching. It's a big divisional game. It really is, especially with the 49ers undefeated right now in that division, but they're dealing with a bunch of injuries, and one of these teams is trying to kind of keep pace and stick around the NFC West convo.
All right,
I had Seattle winning the division. That's also probably why I like them tonight.
Of course. Green Bay Dallas is the big marquee game on Sunday Night Football. I don't know how marquee a game it really is if the Michael Parson thing isn't happening in this game. What are you looking at when you look at Sunday Night Football? Because Dallas is a turd.
Yeah, and I hate taking favorites, but I'm on Green Bay here. I understand 6.5 is a lot of points, but it is under 7, which is obviously a key number. If it gets to 7.5 or something, we're having a different conversation. But look, you have no CeeDee Lamb now on top of it. The Packers already got to me their dud out of the way, and I don't think this is a Packers team that's overlooking the Cowboys after what just happened last week in Cleveland. We also know Cleveland's defense is a million times better than Dallas's. Jordan Love, last 8 primetime games, he's only lost against the spread once. That was week 1 last year in Brazil against the Eagles. So he's got a good track record in primetime of covering. So I like Green Bay minus 6.5, even though it's a bigger number. Yes, they're the favorite, and yes, the narrative is all that this is going to be a blowout and everything. But 6.5, I need a touchdown win for Green Bay in this spot. Tell me how Green Bay's offense is getting shut down by the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, we saw what Russell Wilson just did to Dallas 2 weeks ago. We also saw Caleb Williams look like he's a pro
quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm high on Caleb Williams
Offensive
still.
Player of the week in the NFC.
He should be. Yeah, he should be.
He should be. But you're right. That Dallas defense is. I mean, you can't judge anybody based on what they did against Dallas.
And now it's George Pickens and Javonte Williams. Basically, that's the offense for Dallas.
Yeah, because obviously CeeDee Lamb. If I'm him, I'm just out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I hope not. I need him. I need him in some fantasy football
Man, it
leagues.
depends on how the season goes. A couple of more losses. CeeDee Lamb ain't getting back soon.
The last Dallas quarterback to win in Dallas against the Packers. You have a guess?
Yes, it was Roger Staubach.
Wasn't that far back.
Okay, was it Troy Aikman?
Nope. It was Tony Romo over Aaron Rodgers.
Wow,
That was like
Romo got
09 or something, or 2010.
We've seen Romo versus Rodgers, but not Rodgers versus Mahomes. That's insane to me. So I do want to bring this up because you have a new Rookie of the Year favorite, and it's someone that you talked about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. We went through the Rookie of the Year market, and at the time he was 14-1. Then he shifted to 7-1. Now he's the favorite. That's Emeka Egbuka, stud wide receiver for Tampa. And now Mike Evans is out. On one hand, you say, well, he's going to have more opportunity. There's a little bit of it. Kind of scares me a little bit because now if you're a defense, you're going to pinpoint him. But Chris Godwin was practicing. I assume he's going to play on Sunday. But the updated Rookie of the Year market, and this is one that is by no means solidified. This is going to change, and I think there's some other players to keep an eye on. But Egbuka is plus 360. So, a $100 bet wins $360 right now. Tyler Warden, the tight end for the Colts, who's having a great year, plus 550. Amari Hampton, who's now going to be the back in L.A., plus 650. And then I think at the same conversation we were joking, hey, if you think Russell Wilson's going to get benched early, do you have a dart throw on Jackson Dart, right? And now he's plus 650. He was 14 or 15-1 as well a week ago, and quarterbacks always have the edge on this. So if you're someone that has, a ticket on Egbuka, if you want to hedge a little bit, I don't think it's a terrible idea to consider putting a few bucks on Dart just in case, because quarterbacks have that advantage. So let's say Dart goes out this week and looks decent, or he's bad this week, but the next week he throws 3 touchdowns for 300 yards. He's going to be the co-favorite because quarterbacks just have the edge in this. And the fact that he only missed 3 games means he's got enough runway ahead of him. If this was week 13, we'd say, it's too late for him to make up the ground. There's plenty of time for Jackson Dart to do that. So, he's listed better odds than Cam Ward because, of course, we've seen Cam Ward look so far.
What about Ashton Genty? I know he hasn't been great. I know, but they play the Bears this week, and that Bears defense can't stop the run. So, do you think this is a week where he makes a huge surge?
He's 10-1 now. He was the favorite for the first 2 weeks.
Jackson Dart has better odds right now.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah. Now, on one hand, you look at how you are, which is like, okay, well, now do I just have a great opportunity? This was the favorite for the first 3 weeks of the season, all off season. Right. Am I bailing already? My only worry is they don't trust him in pass protection, it looks like, so he's not getting enough reps. He's kind of been outspoken. He thinks he should play more. They're like, no, I don't know if I like Chip Kelly as a play caller.
His line sucks too.
That doesn't help. Yeah, I don't know if Genty's going to put up the number. He probably needed a 1,200-yard season, guys, to be Rookie of the Year, and I don't know if he's going to get there.
Do I fade or trail Bob in this situation?
I really like the Giants this week to beat the Chargers. I feel like this is a prime upset ready to happen.
Are you marking this?
Well, I'm glad you said it. I think it'll be a closer game than people think. Pulling off the upset, I think that's what you hope happens.
Well,
I think you're hoping that's the case because I would love that as well.
You look at the Chargers making a cross-country trip. They've got 3 wins already on the season against 3 divisional opponents. Everybody's telling them how good they are, smelling their own roses. A quarterback that nobody's ever seen before, Justin Herbert. We never saw him before. He had to play against the Chiefs, lit their ass up, almost beat them in that game. Giants have a really good defense. I don't know that the Chargers have seen the Chiefs defense, but that was that week 1 thing and whatnot. So the Giants have a really good defense. You're playing with that momentum, like when you fire a manager and you play the next day and you get that win and everybody goes, "See, we should have fired," and then they go back to who they are. This feels like one of those games. Do you think the Chargers are taking the Giants seriously?
Probably not. No, probably not. Now, the Giants are 6.5-point underdogs in this game. I was just one trend, though, unfortunately. So quarterbacks over the last 5 years making their first start, 14-35. So only winning 28% of the time, including 9-14 when the first start comes at home. So they've actually been better when their first start comes on the road.
Well, yeah, a lot less pressure. Honestly, the Giants should have waited a week and started him against the New Orleans Saints next week.
This is a tough matchup.
You're putting him in there in the belly of the beast against one of the undefeated teams. But also, too, this is one of these undefeated teams that you just don't trust, right? Like the Chargers are going to lose a game that they shouldn't lose.
Sure.
This feels to me like this has upset written all over it.
I would love it.
And if the Chiefs win and the Chargers lose, look out, Chargers.
With Jackson Dart set to start on Sunday, Malik Neighbors will be catching passes from his 6th quarterback in 19 games.
That's insane.
That's a Bleacher Report stat there. What do you got coming up today on Cody and Gold?
Yeah, so we'll have Matt Verderam join us around 11:30 or so today, get a little national perspective on the Chiefs. Also, Danon Hughes, especially since so much of the attention is focused on the wide receiver room. Love having Danon on. I know you guys had him on early in the week as well. We'll get his thoughts on Xavier Worthy now that it looks like he's going to play. Tyquan Thornton, it feels like that. Tyquan Thornton That's going to be there all year. Even in the lot, it's been there every single week. They're getting 2 or 3 shots a game with Taekwon. So we'll ask him about Thornton's play a little bit more.
His play may elevate too with Worthy and Rice coming back. Now all of a sudden you're one-on-one. Taekwon Thornton may have some big games.
Yeah, KU over Cincinnati this week, right?
Yeah, I think Kansas is going to be fine until they play Texas Tech.
Whew. It's Alex Gold.
Thanks, guys.
Cody and Gold. Thanks for warming up the room a little bit. Coming up on the other side, we'll wrap this show up, get you ready for a Friday, and send them the eggplant emoji. We'll get back into the show here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something. My friends over at Underdog are ready for you in the state of Missouri. I was on the Underdog app last night, and Shohei Ohtani let me down by half a base last night. Otherwise, I would have won my parlay on the Underdog app. But with football back right now, Underdog is the best place to select entries and win money all season long, and you can play right now in the state of Missouri. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. And once you get those entries right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play with as little as $1. I had a baseball one going last night. I had Aaron Judge in it. I had Ellie De La Cruz involved. They had Paul Skeens involved. They had Ohtani involved. And I was almost there. I just needed one more hit from Shohei Ohtani. So download the app today and sign up with promo code BOB to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hello all, Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. This is when we start working in our yards. Be careful that your outside faucet didn't burst over the winter. Maybe you've discovered that it doesn't work very well. This month, we are offering an outside faucet replacement special with access for only $3.99. So call Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber, at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Hey, football fans, it's Brian Baldinger here with It's Your Journey presented by Hyundai. The start of the season has not gone as expected for Kansas City, but they have a chance to right the ship this week as they host Baltimore. Two of the league's best quarterbacks will go head-to-head as they hope to add another big win to their resume. Who will be able to secure a huge early season win? It's Your Journey is brought to you by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales event is going on now. Get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Don't miss out. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's $2.50 a month, pretty much. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Do we get Romo and Nance this week for the first time? Look out, Jim!
We definitely do.
They're throwing bird ends at us!
You also get Dan Orlovsky takes.
It's a must-win for Kansas City.
Okay.
Staring at 1-3. Also, the Chargers, who, one, have beaten them, have 3 divisional wins, and the Chargers are staring 7-0 in the face.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers play at the Commanders, or at the Giants. They're going to win that game. Then they play the Commanders. Maybe. We'll see if they have Jaden Daniels or not. Then they're playing at Miami, who's struggling to figure out a way to get a win. Obviously, the Colts matchup is going to be a big one. So if you're the Chiefs and you're like if they lose this game, we're having a realistic conversation for the first time ever under Patrick. Is like, are they going to be out of the playoffs? That's how much this game matters to them. Not only they got to play better, but they have to win this football game to stay in the conversation.
Orlovsky always seems like a guy to me who's tired and exhausted. Like he just seems like.
And he does a lot.
He does. No, and I'll echo the comments that Matt Quattrero said a couple of months ago when we said something about a must-win game. He goes, so what happens if we lose? Do we just cancel the rest of the season? That's kind of where I am on that. Well, I guess if we lose and the rest of the season is canceled because this is a must-win game. A must-win game really is only the postseason, right? Or trying to get to the postseason or whatnot. Like, there is no must-win game. It would be nice to win. It makes your season easier.
We said last week was a must-win.
Against the Giants, that's a bad football team, right? Bad football team, keep the losing team. You can't fall to 0-3.
Can't fall to 0-3.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but this point of the year at 1-3 is a lot different than 0-3, right? It's a completely different ball game. For whatever reason, that 0-2, 0-3 pops, right? It stands out, and if you're sitting at a point in the season where you're 1-3 or whatever the case may be, your season is not over. It makes it a lot easier to win this game, a lot more relaxed, a lot less anxiety. If from a must-win from my mental health standpoint, hell yes, it's a must-win game. But like on paper, when you're talking about it, I go back to what Q said. So we're just supposed to quit for the rest of the season and not play these games. And then he goes, "You're staring the Chargers are going to be 7-0." Well, we play the games for a reason, Dan, and it's the NFL. And there are upsets every week in the NFL. Every single week, somebody gets beat that shouldn't get beat in the NFL, and somebody wins that has no business winning in the NFL. So I don't believe that we can sit here and say the Chargers are guaranteed 7-0. You're trusting a team that is an untrustable team.
It does get harder.
I am rooting for Dart this weekend because I low-key picked him up on the fantasy squad because I got Dak Prescott, and I'm kind of in a whirlwind here because Dak's going against Green Bay. I'm terrified. But I'm more terrified to put in a guy who's making his first start against the Chargers.
Why? Nobody knows anything about him, though.
That's the problem.
Fantasy
is about knowing more than not knowing.
Yeah.
You have to go with the guys that are going to get, it's everything in fantasy is volume. Who's going to get, that's why Ladd McConkey's a lock. Brock Bowers a lock.
No, I understand it from that standpoint, but you just don't know. The defense doesn't know what this kid's going to do. Yeah. They have no tendencies at all on Jackson Dart. If he looks to his left first, he's going to his right. There's none of that on this guy. To me, facing Jackson Dart for the LA Chargers is very much akin to facing a pitcher that you've never seen before, like when Noah Cameron first came up and nobody saw that guy. Nobody knew what to expect. The book wasn't out. Jackson Dart doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have any tendencies. He doesn't have the book out on him. He doesn't have any things that he does all the time or doesn't do and whatnot. So that's why I think, like, with a guy that you don't know playing in a game, it's very difficult for the Chargers to prepare for a game when they've never seen a quarterback before.
Yeah, agreed. And you're talking about what we do know. Well, we know the Chargers have struggled against the two running quarterbacks that they face, the quarterbacks that have decided to run against them in Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes. They both were able to do that against them. Geno Smith doesn't do that.
Right.
We know Jackson Dart's athletic. He's got some speed. If he decides to take off, I could see him getting a touchdown run.
And he's got two great wide receivers, too, and the offensive line is playing better.
He's got one great wide receiver. We're gassing up Wan'Dale Robinson a little too much on this show. He's a fine player.
First off, we're not. I said I would have, again, to go on record, I said I would take the tandem of Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors over Bateman and Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
I did not gas up anybody. I did not say that he's one of the best receivers. I said that that's a better combo than Bateman and Zay Flowers.
Which I would be close, but I'm just saying I think Wan'Dale's fine is all I'm saying.
And the reason that is because I think Malik Neighbors is that much better than Zay Flowers.
Yeah, he's a
and Zay Flowers, Malik Neighbors is, he's fantastic.
Stud.
And now you got Cam Scatterbo who came onto the scene last week. And so, like, I just love everybody that's saying, oh, the Giants are going to lose, the Chargers are going to win. What has given you the indication that the Chargers can win a game that they should win?
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
BBL stinky.
It doesn't stink. Yeah, see, I'm with the text line at 913 Dusty. Micah Parsons is going to absolutely terrorize Dak. Don't play him. I don't want to.
Yeah, see, and that's the other thing. Like,
I don't want to play Dak.
You're talking about a Dallas Cowboy team that is going to be, how do I put this? Green Bay's pissed. They just lost to the Browns. BBL stinky. And so you lost to the Browns. All week you're hearing how, dog crap you are. You made Bob's bottom feeders this week, all of that stuff. And the guy who leads your defense is less than a month removed from battling the owner of the team that you're playing because he was too cheap to pay him. You don't think Michael Parsons is going to have those guys fired up to play? Yeah, I wouldn't start Dak this week.
Somebody else says, give it a month or so, Chargers will charge her. We'll see. I mean, they got Harbaugh in there.
Until they prove otherwise, they're the same old Chargers to me.
Today is Will Smith's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, right? I'm not a huge fan. Any idea how old he is?
55?
Mac, do you know the answer?
I do. That was really close. That was a good guess.
Was it? Yeah.
53.
57.
Oh, nice.
He's right there.
Just don't talk about his wife.
I can't get past that. I really can't. Like,
or Tupac.
I've erased, like, songs from my collection because of that. Like, I don't like that guy.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. I mean, there's a couple of movies that are bangers in my opinion. Like, I love Men in Black.
Great movie.
I love Wild Wild West for some reason. I can't explain it.
Yeah, that was never one for me.
It was a childhood memory. I had it on DVD. I love Salma
That's
Hayek,
all that matters.
probably.
You got childhood memory. You don't have to explain anymore, man.
I loved the theme song. So yeah, it's crazy, man. That Will Smith, 57 years old. That's wild. I wouldn't have thought that he's 10 years older than you. I thought he'd be younger. I thought you guys might be the same age.
Yeah, I knew he was probably around the same age. I didn't. Yeah, that's why I said like 55. I didn't think he was like 10 years older.
57.
Damn.
And
an old man.
We made this famous because I get friends of mine all the time that say they sing this in their
BBL
house.
stinky. I hear from people I told you, when I retire and when I'm gone, it's going to be Lewisburg and now BBL stinky.
Yeah.
They don't remember your sports takes.
Well, Cardi B does.
There's a rumor that like my boyfriend dumped me because my BBL stink. And it's just like, the thing about me is I'm very, very anal.
What?
Funny. I'm very anal about how I smell.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who made the rumors that BBL stink, but it's like it doesn't stink. Well, how would a BBL stink if you don't got no open wombs? Why? Because your ass is fatter? You can't clean a fat ass? You don't know how to clean a fat ass?
You do.
I do.
BBL stinky.
Yeah, she knew who made the rumor. I know exactly where it came from. Right there. That man.
If me saying that has got Cardi B responding, I may walk. BBL stinky.
That's who made it, man. She said, I don't know who made these rumors, but my ass don't stink. How's a BBL stink? Ask Bob Fescoe. What the
How
hell was
good
that?
is that audio?
So
I mean,
what's in the script? Cardi B talking about Bob Fescoe.
BBL stinky.
Good heavens.
Play Cardi again, please. I got to hear her one more
Oh,
time.
my Lord.
There's a rumor that like my boyfriend dumped me because my BBL stink. And it's just like, the thing about me is I'm very, very anal. It's funny. I'm very anal about how I smell.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who made the rumors that BBL stink, but it's like it doesn't stink. Well, how would a BBL stink if you don't got no open wounds? Why? Because your ass is
Anal. Yeah. Watch out for that.
BBL stinky.
Well, as we do every day, go do something nice for somebody. You
Thanks,
never know.
Mom. Appreciate the education.
Could change your life, your day, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay groovy. Enjoy Thursday night football, and also get ready for the Ryder Cup. It starts tomorrow. I'll be unbearable. I'm giving you fair warning. Coming up next, Cody Golden Drew. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Happy Thursday.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Isaiah Pacheco, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your